Gentlemen No Class is proud to be a part of the HC Universal Network. Gentlemen No Class is produced, mixed, and edited by M5 Studios.
This podcast contains explicit language and is intended for adult audiences. The views and opinions of Gentlemen No Class are strictly for comedic purposes and should not be taken literally. For instance, like this disclaimer. Now grab yourself a pint and enjoy.
I've had 2 boyfriends most of my life. I currently got legally married, thank God. It's finally legal in America. I've had some kinky sex. I have tried drugs through the younger years of my life. I am broke as shit. I have a judgment against me from some bitch down there in Florida.
Welcome to another episode of Gentlemen No Class, a podcast. When the going gets weird. The Weird Term Pro. I'm Jake.
I am
somebody.
That's Paul.
Yeah.
I'm Rob.
I'm
Taylor.
And like it or not, gentle ladies and gentlemen, we are the host of tonight's episode.
My hand signal directions weren't going. Paul was like, I'm eating Sour Patch Kids. Fuck
Sour
y'all.
Punch.
Fuck your podcast. I'm eating Sour Punch Kids.
And just for the record,
No, there's no kids, but yeah.
just for the record, for the 2 people that are listening to us, we're doing it for you. We're going against this quarantine rules.
Yeah, fuck this quarantine. Paul's even got a curfew tonight. His dad said that he has to be home by midnight.
Yeah. Him in Montgomery County are going to fuck me.
Mijo.
He never called me that.
Okay, no,
He never called me. That's hilarious.
Hey, like liberal. Get home now.
That's fucked up.
So,
That's great.
I mean, obviously the biggest news going around right now, we talked about it last week, or the last episode, we talked a lot about like the new restrictions and things like that because of the coronavirus and things like that. But like, there's a lot of big shit that's happened even since then. Like a lot of celebrities have died from this shit.
Yeah.
Well, baby.
Yeah. Like
They get a test and we don't.
Well, they got a couple of them got tested because they died, not because they were sick.
Oh, poor
Can
baby.
I guess you can test them when they're dead, huh?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
sucks
so
either
apparently,
way.
like the way that they do it, like you get a test if you're dead, and regardless if that's what caused your
What a
death or
waste
not,
of a
that
test.
goes towards the coronavirus death toll. So, like, if you were an asymptomatic carrier of the virus and you got killed in a head-on collision,
You're still getting tested?
you would still be counted towards like you died from coronavirus.
What is? I kept hearing that
interesting.
word asymptomatic. What does that mean?
Asymptomatic. That means you have the virus in you, but you're not showing symptoms.
Oh, so it's just dormant.
Which is
basically.
crazy.
Well, it's not either that or it's not built up enough to where you're sick yet.
Okay.
Is there a way
Okay.
that they can test you if you had it at all or no?
Well, I
Like
think
if you were sick and
trying
then
to do
got
that, I
over it.
Yeah, because I guess your plasma would do benefit.
they check the antibodies in your blood. So if you have the antibodies they're recommending that you donate like plasma or white blood cells or whatever to help people. They can help people fight off the infection.
Interesting.
And that's when the big bucks start coming in.
There you
Right.
go.
yeah.
What's up with this? I hear in the news is that the CEO of 3M selling the shit off to China before
The tape maker and all that shit.
Yeah, before he fuck the
pretty
U.S.
messed up. Yeah.
He's like selling all the shit to China.
Really?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Selling what?
I
like
vaguely
his
know about
products,
this.
or-
Well, yeah,
what do
like
you
the
mean?
face mask and all this shit. China's getting the first dibs on it.
Oh, instead of us.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Catching a lot of flack right now.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of
Yeah.
they found like some warehouse that had like something like 500,000 N95 face masks just stored up like they were bad now, like they were expired. And then the CDC's like, no, fuck that, you can use them.
No shit.
Just like
Yeah.
when Venezuela found that big ass warehouse full of all that food.
Oh, no shit. I didn't
Oh
hear about that.
yeah,
And they're
was that
ripping open the door.
Was it Venezuela or was that Puerto Rico or whatever?
Yeah, wherever
Yeah,
that.
I think it was Puerto Rico. Yeah,
I know you can get those
Some
confused.
yeah.
Never mind.
So I mean,
shitholes.
we're like,
Trump style.
like if you were to like get a scarf over your mouth, would that help at all?
It will help from you not spreading. It will not prevent you from getting.
I got you. So, like, you have an old the Armada shirt, you can just cover your fucking.
Rip it off. Take the sleeves off.
Put it over your head like a plastic bag. That would be good. Just put the whole plastic bag over your head, and then you can go to the stores.
Have you seen any?
But don't worry about the holes, though.
Yeah, no holes.
Have you guys seen anybody going extreme and dress up?
No, I haven't been out of
Drapery?
honestly, I haven't been out of the house in like 2 weeks.
Pictures only.
Well, I take that back. I went to Corpus last weekend, like real quick to Corpus and back.
Oh, nice. You did a little fishing?
I felt bad for you.
No,
Corpus?
I didn't do anything. I was working, so it was
it sucks.
super top
Work.
secret work mission.
Oh,
I had to
nice.
go
Oh,
into.
nice.
So I'll tell you about it
What, are
off
you
air.
Tommed along now?
Well, I mean,
Wow. Yeah.
yeah. So
I remember
Go
Corpus. I remember we played a show with nobody there, like an empty room. We drove all the way out there for nothing.
well, that's like
they had to
every
call.
single show that y'all have ever
Yeah,
played.
I think
though.
so, actually. Yeah.
They had to call people locally to come and watch us.
They forgot that we were booked.
You played a show, though.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Glass half full guy. Thank you so much.
there
for
you
that.
go.
It was fun.
In case nobody recognizes the voice, we have our friend Taylor Peak on the show with us today because there's this great phenomenon going on right now that we're going to talk about tonight. And we'll get to it in a minute. But I kind of wanted to talk about the couple, like, semi-famous people that died from this coronavirus thing. Relatively young, too.
Yeah.
The guy from Fountains of Wayne,
The singer.
Stacy's mom, like, he died. He was like
That's-
52.
That's out of left field. That's crazy.
Joe Diffie died. I don't know if you know who Joe Diffie is.
From coronavirus?
Yeah, from coronavirus,
Oh.
from complications of coronavirus.
Gary Holt from Slayer has it.
Yeah.
He
Just to show,
died.
just to
He has
show
it.
up. He's still alive. Just to show up. Jeff had it. I'm sorry.
That's fucked up. Hey, Jeff,
That's fucked up.
spider bite, hot bitch. That's fucked up.
They brought Jeff Hanneman back from the dead and then gave him coronavirus to die again.
Didn't go that far, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Comedy. That's what we all need right now, I guess, right? In this over the media bullshit.
That's what I mean.
It's
You're
so toxic. It's so awful. I try to
That's
ignore
where
as much
Tiger
as I
King
can,
comes
man.
in.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
that's
Really bringing the country
Together again.
Yeah, man. Really. I mean, it's good. Just it can't.
I can't-
saving grace right there.
I can't remember the last time that there was just broad appeal for a TV show as when this fucking documentary hit, and
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was. And somebody was like, "You've got to watch fucking Tiger King," and that's why we brought Taylor on because Taylor looks like fucking Joe Exotic. I don't know if anybody knows that, but
Well, maybe get some vibes off of it, but not necessarily look like them.
No, but it's a train wreck.
It could
This
happen
docu series. Is it considered a docu series?
I guess it's a
It's a
docu-series.
yeah, it's a docu-series.
it's
Yeah.
like a fucking train wreck. Like you ever
Dude.
seen Shameless?
No,
It's a little. It's under that umbrella, maybe.
man, it's like every episode gets fucking weirder and weirder, and they're talking like somebody was like, "Oh, they're going to make a movie," and I was like, "How? How can you make this any weirder or better than the true life of what's actually happening?"
Yeah.
No,
That's
that would
more
bomb.
entertaining.
A movie would not be a good idea.
Yeah.
I think they said they're
'Cause you
making
won't-
a series at least, and Megan McKinnon has been tapped to play fucking Carol Baskin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Is that the chick from Reno 911?
yeah, and from the Ghostbusters
Oh,
movie that
God.
failed.
Have you seen David Spade has since interviewed
I know you showed me that
They're
one.
pretty good interviews, actually. I saw the
they-
one with
they are.
the
The,
armless chick.
the
Yeah.
armless lesbian?
Yeah.
Saf or
Joe's
whatever.
first husband.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, meth
ampu-
mouth.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
double amputee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the manager.
Oh, that he
Manager.
lost
Rinky.
both.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the one I saw.
Rinky.
Yeah.
Ranky.
Rinky.
Yeah. And there's, I mean,
Yeah, Rinky. Yeah.
I don't even know how you start talking about this show. Like, I guess we just start talking about like
Have you ever seen a tiger?
So, I mean, I guess you'd start talking about like the cast of characters on this fucking show. It's like you have Joe Exotic, who is a pistol toting, fucking
Knee
redneck,
brace wearing.
knee brace wearing,
Homosexual.
homosexual zoo owner from Oklahoma, who successfully convinced two straight men to marry him
3.
Let's see.
I don't think the third one hasn't said that he's
Dylan?
was straight.
But see, that's the thing though. Like between at least the first 2, you don't find out they are
gay.
They are straight
until
like so many. You're sold that they're gay for so many episodes, and when they reveal it that they're not, I was like, what the? This is like a twist is like, oh, shit.
They're like, oh yeah, by the way, he's not gay. He's banging like all the chicks all over the fucking park. And you're like, what the fuck? How addicted to meth do you have to be to go gay for years? Years.
What would you if you were to see Joe Exotic, would you think he's gay?
No.
Yeah.
Really? I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, bro.
I think.
Not when he has that.
It's because he's got that flamboyant, eccentric kind of fucking personality and vibe. It shouts that I'm gay. It just seems like it. But it's conflicting and deceiving because, you know, redneck. He's got the guns.
Yeah.
You know, that's where it kind of throws you off, right?
I guess.
And I think that I mean, and then you can't.
When Kelsey gets her arm bit off and he goes and changes into his paramedic jacket.
Oh yeah.
And comes back out.
Oh yeah.
If you were to see him right then, it would be like nothing. You wouldn't look twice.
Yeah.
He's that kind of like.
He was all business right then. He was like.
Before y'all see it on the news, I'm just going to tell you. The lady's arm just got bit off. You can have a rain check.
Yeah.
Or I can give you your money back.
Rain check. Rain check. Give me my fucking money back.
And they don't say anything more about it than the fact that she had her arm inside the tiger cage and the tiger ripped her arm off. That's all they say about it.
There's video of it apparently.
Because that's all that happened. It was every day she made a mistake. Well, I watched those David Spade interviews, and she was one of them. And she's like, it was every day, you know.
A normal day.
Normal routine. Operation, just going to feed the tiger. And she knew that you know, she knew that could happen and, like, got comfortable, basically. Yeah. Put her arm too far in and fucking.
She just got too comfortable.
When it's feeding time and then those tigers are ready.
Oh, man, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But I think she's like... I
mean, it's a fucking tiger.
If I can get a worker like that to work with me, man, 7 days later, goes back to 7 days
I'm back to work.
Yeah, cut it off.
Yeah, they asked her straight up, too. Like, do you want it? It's like, it's going to be like over 2 years? No, just cut it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you only make $140 a week.
That was...
You can't pay for that.
So
that's mind-blowing.
This is what gets me. It's like, the way this docuseries is shot and the way that it unfolds, the way that this whole culture has built up at this zoo is like, first they introduce you to Joe, and then they introduce you to Carol Baskin, which we'll get to her in a second, and then they introduce you to Doc Antilles or whatever his name is.
Antle.
Yeah, there you go.
Antle. Antle.
Bakavon.
Don't forget the Bakavon.
Bakavon Doc Antle. Who's not a real doctor. I thought he was a real doctor until like the 5th episode.
So proclaimed he's a doctor.
He's a doctor of like philosophical like medicine or something like that.
Of seducing, but go on.
Anyway, which is a whole nother thing. So like you get into this, you're like, okay, like there's this gamekeeper or whatever, and like there's all these people that work at this zoo, and you're like, God, these guys are all fucking burnouts and meth addicts. Like you can just tell, you know
runaways,
what I mean?
And ex-cons.
Yeah,
pretty much.
But I'm looking at it, and I was like, well, good for them. I mean, they've worked there for a while. You know, they have a decent job and stuff like that. Yeah. And then
it was cool of them to accept them too.
Yeah, you hear how long they've worked there, and then it comes out that they make like $150 a week.
Yeah.
And then they show these like dilapidated trailers that they live in with that one of them. They show
the AC doesn't really work. Yeah, the fridge is fucked up. Or
the rat that was in. They were like, oh, the rat's back in the fucking top drawer of the dresser.
It looked like our fucking studio at Brandex.
It's kind of like Joe gave him something, a couple levels higher than what they were at.
Yeah,
and was like, hey,
it's better than
what you were doing. So I mean, you're going to complain about this?
Yeah, that's true. It's pretty much like an Hispanic coming over here, and I don't know why I brought politics into it, but
no, it's exactly like
but
that.
That's what it is, though.
That's Hispanic coming over here. How?
I'm sorry, well, coming from Mexico, getting paid like $1 or $2 a day to fucking $40 a day. That's a fuckload of money to them. Yeah. Just that huge jump is like, I'm pretty sure he psychologically he knew. and he would take advantage of people.
Well,
like,
yeah,
people
I mean
like that,
that's. He
unfortunately.
even said that like he would supply alcohol and cocaine and meth and like that's just what they did.
And that ain't cheap.
That's true. You're right.
Good point. Good point.
You want to get
And
fucked
pot-
up every day.
Well, meth on the other hand is pretty cheap.
Well, the one guy, the one.
I have been told.
Travis?
I never took it.
Yeah, Travis, his
Fucking
Joe's
Jake.
second
Oh
husband.
yeah.
I mean,
Gunshot
they're talking
audio.
about him. I mean, the whole reason that he was there because he just liked to smoke a lot of pot. I mean, how much pot do you have to smoke to like be taking dick from Joe Exotic all the time? You know what I mean?
haven't smoked the good shit, then, huh?
That's the thing. Do you think
He's numbing himself to the point to where he just that's serious,
But-
like delusions well, not delusion, but
he
he's
doesn't
so
seem like that
depressed,
kind
man,
of?
like,
I don't know. It's hard to
Hold on,
explain.
no.
Is it where they-
Say that again because you just glossed over that phrase that you just said. Go ahead, say it in real time so we can all hear it.
He didn't. Who didn't seem like Joe? Didn't seem like he was a gay guy. It's weird.
You said he didn't seem like he was that kind of gay.
yeah.
He didn't seem like he was
That's
that
what
kind
I
of a gay.
Like I don't understand.
Like he's not.
Is there
that
shades
gay.
of gay? Like
I wouldn't doubt it. Anything's possible.
Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, you're gay.
Well, but I mean,
Tuesdays,
the guy
Thursdays.
is
There we
married.
go. Jacob said they get there in a week.
No, they kissed at the
settle
wedding,
days
so
in
he
a
was.
week.
But it was like Travis could have been like, "Hey, no, I don't know." It seemed like they were just playing it off for Joe.
Yeah,
'Cause they
but-
might have been getting something in the very beginning. They were like, "Oh
Well,
man,
see,
I can get all this."
well, see,
but
that's
then
the
it was
whole
like,
point,
oh, fuck,
though,
I'm in a
like-
gay relationship.
Yeah, and he
Like-
married them.
I mean, he's-
so. I mean, but you're not going to be in a relationship that long. Nobody's going to
But
be in a relationship that
that's-
long if it doesn't have some kind of sexual benefit or perk.
or
So-
some kind of gain out of it, and the gain was essentially the drugs for them.
Yeah,
the
it
drugs,
was-
like that's why they stuck around because he provided that.
So I
And-
get that, but like
and
what
a
I'm
certain
saying is
essentials.
like how like on the fence gay do you have to be in that kind of relationship? Like, and what do you think? Like Joe is the guy that's like, oh, like I'm sucking their dicks and they're fucking me,
Right.
Like, and so they're like, I'm okay with that.
Well,
you know, like
enlighten me on something. Enlighten me on something.
I
I don't know. Like, let's
is
talk
meth-
logistics.
Is meth a
Let's
highly
talk
addictive
look-
drug?
Fuck
Very.
yeah.
Okay,
Fuck
so
yeah.
so like heroin, when you try that first
Terrible.
dose, it's like you're chasing that first high. Is meth?
Yeah,
like,
they
maybe
said-
that's
they say
something
it's
that he
like
used
that.
to his advantage. Like, hey, I got you some meth. You know, you're gonna suck the daddy's dick or
yeah,
something.
like
that.
you're severely
And then
desperate. That's what I'm saying. You will do anything. That doesn't surprise you because I know people like that that's gone through that shit. They'll become so desperate for him to drop his when it comes like his sexuality, like to jump on the other side of the field, I guess, and play in the other team. He'll do it just to get that fix because your body's demanding it like so much. Like the withdrawals are just fucking nuts. I heard, so I could see why he would do that and play, just to fucking get it.
Yeah.
But it's just fucked up. Both of them.
Well, dude,
what's the other guy's
Joe's dad.
Travis, and what was the other guy's?
Dylan.
Her husband.
Travis and John.
John,
And then
yeah.
Dylan's
Dylan was later. Yeah.
John
Yeah, his
Finlay.
latest one.
Finlay.
His husband. Yeah.
But Joe's dad made him go in the living room in front of his mom and shake his hand and promise not to go to his funeral.
Yeah.
Because he was gay, and then tried to drive off of a
Kill
bridge.
himself. Yeah.
Oh shit.
That's why he's got a. That's
Yeah.
why
I
he's
missed
got the
that
brace.
part.
That's why he's got the
that brace.
braces.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
he had to spend like 6 years or something in a bag brace.
Yeah.
and the
something like that.
neighbor showed him the tigers that he had, and that's how he fell in love. That's how he saw a tiger,
Yeah.
and
And
then
must-
he understood.
I saw a tiger.
Yeah.
I must have been doing meth that time.
Understand.
Now, how long did it take you to realize that those were not him singing and those?
That's just
Right off the bat.
I
don't give a
no,
fuck.
I didn't.
Yeah, I don't
Any
care.
article.
I've read that
Joe
it's
was
somebody
no,
else.
No, I don't. You didn't read that. Joe, in his heart, right
damn,
before he
it's
went
so
to prison,
good.
probably was like, "Hey, you're whoever they're saying sang those songs." Joe found him, was like, "I think you need some help, so I'm going to let you say that you sang these songs."
The Joe's
What?
fucking Rick
Joe.
Rubin.
Are you
And
serious?
out of the kindness of my heart, I'm going to let you say you sang these songs.
That's what he said?
No,
or
Paul.
just joking around? Okay, I'm sorry. I wouldn't doubt it though because it's so
Right over his head.
Fuck you.
You're too short for that.
Shut up. That has nothing to do with height.
Hey, Rick
You
Rubin's
know
really
that.
Joe Exotic. There, I
It's
said
just,
it. That's it.
it's just the stranger than fiction of like everything, all
The
of
Joe
that.
Exotic
I
of
don't.
women.
I don't. You know, I wouldn't doubt if he would travel like such a route for him to do anything like that.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. Like I'm just so sold into
at the end of the series, at the very end, when it's showing him when the chimpanzees get to go hug each other, and he's like,
he punched
crying.
him.
He's like crying. He's like, I didn't mean to do all this. Like, because he started out trying to really help tigers.
Yeah,
like, quote, like Carol Baskin, motherfucker.
Yeah,
is quote unquote trying to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
running
it just
a
turned
tiger
into
rescue.
Yeah, and then you figure out it's like, oh, $10,000 a year to feed one tiger, and I have 1,300 of them.
And he was
got
feeding
to him.
And I mean, the way that he was feeding those fucking tigers. I mean, like, Jesus Christ. I mean, it's.
I mean, bologna. And
fucking Walmart truck, leftovers.
Armor hot dogs and
Armor
shit.
hot dogs.
No, that's what it
That's
was.
what it was, man.
Hot dogs.
I mean, and like you hear like them talking about the employees. They're like, oh yeah, the employees took first
they got
dibs,
dibs
in the hot meat truck.
Yeah.
They got the first dibs. You know what I
And
mean?
then they use it on the pizza.
Pizzas.
Yeah. The best in Oklahoma.
So if you ever went on a tour there, the joke's on you.
Yeah, that's
right?
where the joke is. Is
Yeah.
anybody that went on those tours?
God.
It was Joe's deep down fucking joke, inside joke of himself.
How much were they paying to go on those tours? You remember how much they were saying? $400
For Doc's tours.
Was that for Doc's tour?
Yeah, but he was like $336. You know when they're driving around through his like made up fucking
safari,
it looked like a Hollywood fucking
safari
film set.
Yeah.
Fucking loser.
Yeah, I mean,
but who's
I
gonna
heard
pay
them
that?
all.
But I
dude,
think
there were people lined up out the door to pay that. They were like, "Oh, come back every day of the week."
You were getting to pet cubs, and it's cub petting. What everybody was against, or what everybody's against.
And that was the whole thing. Is like Joe started off like trying to stop the breeders, and then he turned into a breeder because he was making $500 to $1,000 a cub. So he was, just breeding cubs. I mean, that's what he was doing.
$5,000 a cub.
Was it $5,000 a cub?
5,000 a cub.
Yeah.
See, that's
I mean, he's like walking with two of them. He's like, "Oh, it's $5,000."
Yeah, I did say that.
And I mean, like that's you turn into the thing that you. I mean, obviously, like that park. The lifestyle that he had grown accustomed to, which I don't understand. Like it started costing more money than, I guess the drugs started costing more money than anything that was going on in that park.
Him and his brother were going to start it all.
That's right. He started it for his brother.
Yeah, his brother died.
So let's talk about.
And Joe could never say the word fucking statistic. He was always like, statistic.
Static.
Yeah.
So
I told my brother when I cut off his fucking lifeline, you're not going to be a statistic.
You're not going to be another statistic.
Okay.
Another static X.
Another fucking static X.
I didn't catch that. I'll have to go back and watch.
I watched it earlier today and I saw that.
He
I'm
has it
laughing.
pretty good. It's like statistic.
Statistic.
Maybe that's just the way people in Oklahoma say it,
You got
maybe.
So, not only is this show talk
Tommy
about,
Martins.
well, now we've kind of given the background on Joe Exotic and everything. There's also there's really 3 additional parks that they focus on. There's 2 that they really focus on, and then one of them kind of comes in a little later. But
They'd like to focus on that one, but they get shut down whenever they come up to the gate. Are you talking about the
not that
Pablo
guy.
Escobar guy?
No, not that guy.
That guy is-
okay, well, that's 4 extra parks then, because there's Carol Baskin's park, there's Doc Antilles park, there's the Pablo Escobar park, and then there's what is it, Mike
Tim?
Stark or whatever, Tim Stark. Yeah, his park. He's the one that partnered with Jeff at the end of the series. But
Jeff.
so let's talk about Carol Baskin.
Jeff.
Let's talk about Carol Baskin and Big Cat Rescue down there in Florida. Who
Hey, all you cool
cats and kittens?
Oh, and her bitch
how many
pussy
how
fucking
many
husband.
people wanted to fucking slug that bitch when she said that? Like,
What'd she say?
Well, just that phrase is.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
Yeah, like you
on her
can't be
Facebook
serious.
That's going to be a cut. I'm cutting that. That's going to be a drop. That's going on the soundboard.
Okay. That's soundboard material.
I was trying to get Paul to say it, but I'll take Taylor.
No,
That's fine.
yeah, I'd butcher the fuck like like I'm doing right now.
All I
Anything.
ask-
Dude, like
A virgin?
There you go. Madonna.
Like Joe, she had all of her employees brainwashed
that's true.
to work there for free.
Almost all of these places did.
Like,
And her husband.
like a cult,
to get
like vibe.
to get a blue
Almost
shirt.
All of them, though.
Yeah, but see, like hers was run like a charity, like a 501c3. So they were going to
I don't even know
volunteer.
what that is.
It's a nonprofit organization. So can't even spell 501c3.
I know I can't. Never.
But-
I would never be able to do that. But go on.
Like she was running it like you were saying, like they were only coming to get like it's like the Eureka Heights running club. You know what I mean? You run so many times and you get the shorts. You run so many times you get the headband.
Of course,
That's what they were doing.
Read a book.
Yeah,
wow,
get a
but
book.
to see, like, but to get to those, like, when she was describing, or I don't know if it was her or her people that I'm just gonna call them fucking followers because that's what it seemed like it is, like in a cult leading.
It is a cult.
And but they're all describing if you do this, you get this shirt. You do this. Oh, once you get this, you get this shirt.
Like going clear in Scientology.
And
maybe?
then once I start seeing, you're like, I don't even
and then
remember.
Carol
I don't
notices
exactly. I don't know. I after all these years, I finally noticed you. Yeah, like
Did she say years? It was like, then it's like 4 or 5 months.
No,
Or she's like 4 or 5
years.
It's like, I think I've seen you around.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
terrible.
I was like, what kind of fucking kooky shit is it?
Yeah.
She's just, I mean, despite of like all the things around her about like for her husband's disappearance, her alone and like those kind of antics and what she does in her organization, where the fuck she just seems so fucking far out there alone. That alone.
Well, see, that's what I don't
just-
get. Is like how can she really think that she's any different than Joe or Doc or any of these other places?
They're so oblivious.
She's running the exact same organization. She's doing the exact same thing. Actually, kind of worse because her park is not as nice. The cages are smaller.
But she doesn't have cubs, is the thing. I think
That's
she
true.
has like 15
It's
tigers.
rescue. Yeah,
And
like
it's
they're
like,
rescues.
Come look at the
and
tigers.
shit.
Okay, she's not
Yeah.
breeding
I
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that people donate to that, and they donate their time to come out there and like help run the place. And apparently, she's got a bunch of money because that she inherited off of some shady circumstances with
Jesus
her
Christ.
her third husband. That was her third husband, the one that went missing.
Really?
And the second husband that she had that went missing because the husband before that also went missing the same exact way.
Wait. The
Did I
first
learn
one,
that?
like she was like the first.
The husband in the TV show
Dude, she had
is
to
her
get
fourth husband.
Oh, I thought that was a
I
third.
thought it was her fourth, wasn't it?
No, it's third.
No.
Well, look, she
But
got
no, 'cause-
asked to be married at when she was 14
Yes.
by a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
So they both had to get consent, got married.
Right.
Something. But I learned Joe's toothless first husband said in the David Spade episode that Carol's husband before the millionaire also disappeared the same way.
They never found him?
No.
Because I thought Don is his name, the one that Carol's
Don?
Present husband.
But, yeah. That's the present.
Prison husband?
No,
present.
No, her.
Oh,
Okay,
present.
so
I
her
thought that's the
current-
one that was missing.
Her
That
current husband is Howard.
Howard.
yes, Don is the one that's missing.
The one that was
Okay.
one that was missing. The one that's missing is Dawn, and then her first husband,
Yeah.
Michael, she divorced.
Yeah, because like that's how Don and Carol met. They said Carol just walking down the street,
Leaving her husband.
Yes,
I
exactly.
had to throw
and
a
then
potato to even get out of the way.
yeah. And what's fucking crazy is like he kept trying to talk to her. He said circle around 3 times. Like, look, honey, I got a gun right here. You can point it at me. I just want somebody to talk to you. You know, like the
That
Don
sounds like
was
some
saying.
Paul shit.
Exactly. I would do that.
Well, honestly,
that's fucked up.
All I gotta say is, whenever you get married, Paul, can you get married on the beach dressed in a fucking tiger uniform?
Oh, I'm the, the fucking domination
uniform?
bullshit.
Yeah.
Uniform. Yeah.
Like Joe dressed up outside of Carol's park.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah.
No, he was dressed as a rabbit. That's
fucking
and
awesome.
People
Yeah.
were dressed
Kill
as
it.
tigers,
Bullet hole
and they
down
killed the rabbit.
But no, but that was our actual
classic.
tattoos though. Yeah.
That's my Halloween costume.
No, but
this
he
year.
was dressed as a rabbit with bullet holes or
Oh, my
whatever in
God.
it, and like the people that were dressed as tigers were maiming it.
And they showed those videos in court, man. And Joe that was so fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it was just so everybody knows, like the big thing about Carol Baskin is the disappearance of her second husband, Jack Donald Lewis. So, and Donald Lewis had apparently a bunch of money. So he disappeared. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out when he disappeared.
And I think they during
so
one
episode. It says that in 1997 he filed a restraining order against her.
Which, according to his daughters, he didn't like to get involved or get the law involved with a lot of
anything.
things.
Yeah,
just like to get it taken care of.
Yeah, he seemed like.
But this.
I don't want to like give the whole people that are listening. You got to go watch the show, but we can talk about the repercussions.
I gotta say spoiler alerts because that's all we're doing left and right.
Yeah, this is fucking dude. I'm telling everybody.
It's been 2 weeks,
show, bro.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks.
It's only 7 episodes. Like, what else are you doing?
I don't think this is like this isn't like a like I didn't watch Game of Thrones and it's it looks amazing, but it's hard for me to get into TV shows for some reason. I can't follow, or I don't want to follow a deep storyline.
Right,
something about this show is just like
you're hooked right off the bat. Yeah,
it's because it's real.
But
it's like
you know, but that's
the
the thing.
Fuck?
Like I was talking to Jake yesterday. Like at each episode, I got to give it to them because the flow of the show and like how slowly they gave you a taste, and at the end of each episode, like it's leaving you wanting more and more and more. They do it so well though. Like
that's
the
flow
whole thing
of the show. It's like fuck every episode. It's like what?
Yeah,
it's you every fucking episode. You're like,
how are we gonna top this off?
What the
before?
Fuck? There's so many twists and turns. It's like okay, like Donald Lewis. Donald Lewis goes missing in 1997 under suspicious circumstances. So we'll leave it at that. Just under suspicious circumstances, they never find a body or anything like that. Do you think that Carol killed Don?
Yes, because there's suspicion that she killed him and fed him
to the tigers.
Well, and then a day after,
or she buried him under the septic tank.
That's what Joe thinks.
Well,
like what?
What does it matter?
Well, they said that septic tank's been there before. Well, at least to her defense,
according to her, that
it's been there way before that. You know, like it. You know, his husband. It's disappeared. But either way, what I'm mainly focused on is the family, the daughters and the ex-wife of Don, and what they have to say about it, and they seem very genuine, and it's fucked up. All the things they're saying, like, oh, this fucking, she had to do, I mean,
they didn't get really shit from the
like,
state, right?
She's like, well, maybe even if she didn't do it, like, she could care fucking less about the guy, regardless. The fact is, like, what is it, 4 years for when you file a missing report?
Yeah, it was 4 years that she had him declared legally dead after being missing for 4 years.
But the day after the 4 year mark, she fucking what's it called?
Had him declared dead,
or
got married,
or no. It's where she can collect the
life insurance, or
exactly everything. She was waiting for
that's
that.
That's some 9/11 conspiracy shit.
Yeah, big time.
Okay, so just to play the devil's advocate,
Jeff Skilling. I'm not Skilling. What's his name?
Look, honestly, like let's just be honest and talk real people. Like,
what are you going to do?
What are you going to fucking do? If that's your fucking spouse, regardless of your relationship,
right?
After 4 fucking years that they're missing, and you know that there's millions of dollars waiting on you, you're goddamn right. The day after that fucking 4 years is over, I'm filing to get that shit.
No, you're right.
Millions of dollars.
I understand.
Jake, millions of dollars.
I understand that.
Jake Pedraza.
Listen, I get you. I get you. But the thing is that knowing that they're pointing the finger at you. Oh, did you kill him? You know, did you feed him to the tigers?
Nobody was pointing the finger at her except for Joe. So, like, you're talking. This was in
the
2001.
Family members of Dawn they're very suspecting.
Went missing though. Like,
well,
he went missing in 97. She filed for him to be declared legally dead in 2001. That's 19 years ago.
Did he fly? Like, they were saying he couldn't have flown anywhere because his planes wouldn't do that.
Yeah, wouldn't do that.
Like, wouldn't make it. Yeah, wouldn't make it to those.
Like, he would have had to make like 7 fucking fuel stops to get down to Costa Rica because he liked to be in Costa Rica.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, personally, to me, like, if the guy had money buried everywhere, Like, hire a fucking plane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just charter a plane. Like, if I'm going down to Costa Rica, I'm going to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
That's a long-ass flight. I wouldn't want to fly that, so.
No shit.
And Carol's new husband is just the most
Loyal son
pardon
of
my
a bitch.
French pussy whip.
Oh,
son of a
big
I don't know.
time,
I don't
man.
even know how to explain
Me
that
neither.
guy. Jesus.
God, dude.
Like, he's fucking
He's
like
singing her
so,
songs and shit.
Yeah.
That was the
He's
boiling
such a
point for me watching that.
weasel.
I just wanted to stab myself. Like,
Yourself. I want to stab him. It's a man in you, boy.
It was just so bad, dude. Remember when they're walking by the plaques of all the dead tigers at her place?
Oh, yeah.
And he points out one. She's like, "You're following me. You want to just lead it?" And he's like, "No, I don't." But it's like she had that stupid fucking shit-eating grin, like a reverse Joker smile. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
she's
I mean-
crazy.
So, I mean, that's the craziest shit going on over at Carol Baskin's place. And then you've got the fucking cult
The
leader.
motherfucking player.
Yeah,
Doc
Bhagavan.
Bhagavan.
Yeah.
Oh,
BHAGAVAN.
shit, here we go.
Bhagavan
about
Antilli.
him.
Or what? Antle.
Antle.
Let's talk about
Antle. ANTLE.
Real-
Antle.
Yeah. Antler without the R. Got
There
it.
you go.
There you go.
His real name, I think it's like Robert or something like that.
Of
Like
course.
it's
It
not.
would be.
And because
And he ain't no
Yeah.
fucking doctor.
because
Egotistical son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Bhagavan, remember, is a rank.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Remember,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
a rank. And he gave himself that title.
Mahamayavi Bhagavan Antle.
So
That's his fake Indian name.
All these guys have fucking issues.
Fucking
apparently that's his real. That was his
Yeah.
legal name.
He went by Kevin in
Yeah.
school.
cat,
Hey,
bro.
kid, bro. Yeah.
Fucking loser.
Yeah, I'm reading his IMDb page.
He looks like a Kevin.
Yeah, he does. Fucking loser.
Wow, he is a
Weasel.
doctor in Chinese medicine.
Yeah, that's fake medicine.
It's
can
the
be a
Wuhan
doctor.
I
virus.
fix you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
exactly.
COVID-19.
The author of the Wuhan virus.
So-
So he said
Fucked up.
So
Yeah, I
that's-
guess
that's
so,
what
yeah,
we
it's
get.
fucked up.
So that's what we get the
the
entire
Chinese
time.
flu.
God damn
That's
it.
what we get the entire time out of this guy. Like he starts directing the fucking director. He's like, "You want me over here? I think you should have the shot like this," and blah blah blah. And it's like, oh, dude,
Yeah,
he's
come
got,
up to
like
my door.
Joe.
he's got a fucking ponytail and a
Yeah.
fucking soul patch. So you know
Yeah.
he's serious.
Yeah, of
A
course.
soul
And he
patch.
seduces all of
Hot.
his workers.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and
That Mormon son
like
of a bitch.
cult fucking yeah.
they
That's
were at
another-
one point. I mean, they're
That
not
could have
like
been
totally.
yeah.
But
Not
I mean,
totally what.
like all of these women are in there, and they're just like, "Oh, you want to play with tigers and wear sexy outfits all day?" Like he seduces these women into
Yeah.
basically a harem.
A little
Yeah,
pussy
but-
gets you a lot of pussy.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah,
that's
there you
that was
go.
his like.
Yeah.
It's on his business card.
But,
It might
I mean,
as well be.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, these chicks are look like he just
No,
pulled them from
that's
the 510 bar.
No, I think that was Jeff Lowe's thing. That
Oh,
was
it was.
that was
Wait.
Jeff
Oh, yeah.
Lowe's fucking deal.
And that's the fourth. That's the fourth guy that Joe fucked. We'll get to that in a little bit.
The doc.
No. Jeff is the one that fucked Joe.
God damn.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Initially,
We'll get
initially
into it.
Joe
We'll
fucked.
get
Let's
to that.
focus back on Doc
It
though.
ruined
Yeah.
a good thing.
Doc is a
What? You got muted.
You just like cut yourself
you
off.
muted, you muted
Yeah.
yourself.
How
Like,
did you mute yourself?
Doc is that
I don't even know how that
that takes
How you
talent.
guys didn't do shit.
That
what
takes
just
talent.
happened?
I don't even know what happened. I seriously thought like the channel muted, but
I
I
know.
guess
I'm like
it didn't.
shit. Like,
Doc. Yeah, he's
he's the kind of
he's-
guy that will
he's
have
just-
his hair in a ponytail through the ball cap.
fucking
Like
he's
that,
one of those fucking
what's
people.
what's the fucking guy, the fitness instructor guy? You know what
Oh,
I'm talking
man.
about from
Tony.
back in the
Chris
90s?
Gannon?
Nordic track.
Tony,
You can do
Oh
it.
yeah, baby, yeah, Nordic, yeah, baby, yeah.
No, that's a gazelle.
That's a gazelle. Yeah. So
Fucking loser.
Doc's over on his fucking nature preserve, riding around fucking elephants and shit.
Oh shit.
I used to bear them, now I fuck them. I don't know what he said. When
I
he
don't
was
know,
younger,
but, like,
because I don't know.
He's got
He
this
said something
whole
about
like
elephants. Yeah,
he's got this whole thing going on. Like you like the whole episode, the whole docuseries. Like the first couple episodes, you're like, oh, this guy's the only guy here that's like
legit.
Yeah, like he's got a nice facility. Like he's
sane.
Nicer facility.
Nicer facility.
Yeah.
Like
no, it's it
is pretty nice. I mean, honestly,
if you're charging $350 a person.
I mean, he's walking around. They're driving around on golf carts. I mean, he's got some nice animals out there. He's riding around a fucking elephant and shit. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, this guy's like, he's a little eccentric, but he's doing things right, it looks like, for the most part. And then you find out that all the women that are working there are sleeping with them. Like, he just, oh yeah, I've bought them all houses, and I just pick a night of the week, and I go over there and bang this chick on Wednesday, and this one on Thursday, or whatever. No, but
taking
I'm
a
assuming,
Joe Exotic approach.
I mean, I don't understand how, if
now, if he was Mormon, would that be frowned upon?
I mean, I don't know.
I thought Mormons are polygamous.
Polygamy.
He's a polygamist.
He's not married to any of those women.
Well, it's polygamy like fucking behavior.
It's a fucking cult. The girl that they interview.
That's right.
Is basically like yeah, it's a fucking
ain't
cult.
easy, man.
Oh, they took her favorite tiger, went away. She was like, they didn't. One day it just wasn't there.
Yeah,
and only Doc knew where they went, and he just came and told me, yeah, he's okay. I just put it in my incinerator.
Think about it,
man. Apparently, it's against the law to like kill a tiger.
Yeah.
It's not against the law to own a tiger, but it's illegal to kill a tiger.
And that thing, when they found the 5 tiger skulls on Joe's land.
No, that was on Doc's land.
What?
Yeah, because at the end it shows that Doc killed. That's why, like at the end of the series, they're showing them digging up tigers. Yeah,
tiger skulls. I thought that was
that was on Doc's. That was on Doc's land. No, that was on Doc's land. Because
don't they use that in the court case?
No, I mean there was 5 tigers. There was some that he shot, but then it comes out and they show another part that Doc was like shortly after that, like that after Joe was convicted, Doc's place was raided, and they found like the bodies of like 4 or 5 dead tigers over there, which means that Lord knows how many he killed.
Yeah.
I could have sworn that was on.
It is, but there's another one with Doc at the very end. Like it comes up and says Doc's place was raided.
Because if you have, dude, animals get sick sometimes, and if they're not,
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Apparently, you have to register and euthanize them. Like you have to have paperwork on it, and you have to dispose of the body properly.
Interesting.
Eating up.
We did. We buried it.
Yeah. You're supposed to.
You're fuck off my lawn.
You're supposed to incinerate it, I guess, or something.
Yeah. Well, going back to his
That's why you buy your own crematorium.
If you had a pack of fucking tigers, how much tang would you get? Be real.
Probably nothing.
The drink.
The drink.
Yeah, exactly. But no, seriously, like I mean. Fucking even Joe was able to lure some fucking guys.
Joe was able to use tigers and meth to turn 2
meth
straight
is what
guys.
It was, not the tigers.
With reverse psychology.
Oh my god!
Reverse psychology. Here's some meth.
So you like porn?
Throws it at his face.
Oh yeah. Which dick you like? The small one or the big one? Well, the big one. Well, I guess you ain't saying not that much straight. You think or some shit? Like what the fuck?
Well, I was like, that's straight.
But I kind of think for like. I think when it comes to porn, I think when it comes to the size, like it kind of does matter for like the movements of the body. Like doesn't mean I'm fucking gay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Hey, you mean the rhyme? Okay, that was a great rhyme, Rob. Nice save.
Maybe we'll go lay by the bay.
Yeah, eat some
make things out of clay.
What do you say?
So those are the main key players. I thought that one of the best things was like the Miami coke dealer that they like tried. The documentary guy tries to go to his house and they're like, no, you have to get the fuck out of here. And then they let him.
Yeah, no appointment, no.
Yeah, and then he's able to like go in later and talk to him about the tigers and shit like that. And I thought that was pretty cool that the guy actually let him in because that was one of the most interesting. Like, I actually felt that part of the docuseries was the most normal part of the docuseries.
Oh, what's his name?
It was
the guy that looked like Chucky. The fat Chucky?
No, we'll get to him later. Okay. I can't wait to get to him. We'll get that to we'll progress like the episodes. We talk about the guy they modeled at Scarface.
Yeah. They're talking about
but it's crazy. I thought about this the other day. because if you, I don't know when's the last time you guys seen Scarface, but when he gets married, there's a montage of doing a push it to, you know, there's a tiger. There's a tiger. It's like, yeah,
you're right. There is a tiger. You're right.
So like, bam, like crazy.
That was the fucking song.
That's great.
That's the song. That's the montage going on.
I know. I
love it, man.
Okay.
So
the fucking push it to the limit.
So the whole the story that's unfolding this entire time is basically that's kind of the sub plot linking all of these characters together is the fact that Carol Baskin is trying to shut all of these other zoos down because they breed tigers. They trade in cubs.
Cub petting.
And
which they think is animal abuse.
Yeah, they call that animal abuse, raising cubs to be bred.
I mean, honestly, like, is it like, I mean, I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but like, just the fact alone for that, do you guys think it's animal abuse?
There's a,
or is it a gray
tigers
area?
are extinct. You know, the one way to get more tigers is breed tigers.
Like, petting them is like
no. So, but the thing is that you're breeding a tiger that's going to be raised solely in captivity. Just for the sake of making a tiger so that you can have people pet it. And then that tiger has to live its entire life in captivity.
Isn't it like a dolphin petting zoo in SeaWorld?
They breed, but that's a little different because they don't intentionally breed dolphins in captivity. Most of those they release, and the ones that are stuck in captivity
like, oh shit, they're fucking again. That's kind of the subplot behind all this, and Joe, being as outspoken as he is always talking about wanting to fucking kill Carol Baskin, and he's got an internet TV show. Yeah, she's trying to shut him down.
She's trying to shut him down, and Doc knows the whole thing, you know. And so, like, this is ongoing story. So, this guy Rick comes in, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll shoot your reality TV show with the footage, and then I'll pitch it to a network." And he's like, this shit's fucking TV gold. Like, I'm going to make $1 million.
Is Rick Keith Richards looking like?
Yeah. How did he go from being with, what's his name? O'Reilly.
He what?
To fucking filming Joe. No, he was like a Bill, Bill O'Reilly, the...
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Fucking,
well, he talked about...
I do it live, goddammit.
His previous...
Turn the fucking thing on.
Yeah. his previous experience prior to doing this with Joe, you're talking about like all his work he's done before, prior, going from that to that, is that what you're saying?
A lot of nice words.
He's asking, like, what the guy's resume was before. Is that what you're saying?
He was
I didn't know what
pretty good reporter. It seemed like
I didn't catch that part.
Yeah,
I must have been getting a beer.
No, it was like he was doing stuff for a fucking news company. Anyway, news company.
Yeah, fucking Inside Edition or whatever.
Yeah, that kind of reporter.
Okay,
hard copy.
But to do that, to go into filming
Joe Exotic. Yeah, it's like a D grade, no?
Yeah.
Hell of a depends on your
I don't know. If you had the opportunity to fucking film this guy, wouldn't you? I think I would.
That's what he said.
He was like, I'm going to make $1 million off this.
It was gold to him. Gold!
And it sounded like Joe already was trying to do his own little...
it was perfect.
Show.
Yeah, so Joe didn't give a fuck about this guy filming anything because Joe was filming everything anyway.
Yeah.
And so he was like, yeah, you can come in and film whatever you want. The only thing is you got to produce my internet TV show and make it look more professional. Yeah. And the guy was like, okay, like not a big deal, right? So they have, they turn one of these big barns on the property into the TV show recording
studio. The alligator home or something, the alligator house or something like that?
Yeah, the alligator house. So
from Michael Jackson.
Okay, I didn't catch that.
They were. Those were Michael Jackson's alligators.
Michael Jackson's alligators?
Yes.
Jesus.
Crocodiles. Really?
Crocodilians.
Yeah.
Is what he calls them. So, in the midst of all this, so Joe is, he's everything he can do to fucking talk shit on Carol Baskin at every chance he gets. Oh, he introduces his two husbands that are straight guys, that are pretty obviously straight guys, to be honest with you. And then, but you don't find out that they're straight until like 4 episodes in, and you're like,
yeah, what a huge bomb.
It was
I
huge
felt shafted. Like,
so,
what?
Not as much as they did. Damn it. have had that queued up.
I saw you make it, so that's good enough for me. I heard it in my head.
So I'm gonna find it. Is it? No, it's not that one.
That's cool too. That's cool. The crowd cheering.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
They got shafted.
I don't think you have it. It's
I just keep hearing stick.
There it is.
Sorry.
I
was trying to do just let me know one more time.
It's a fuck stick, huh?
There.
Thank you.
So anyway,
Now I know where it's at.
You're welcome.
I need to have a map laid out of
Yeah.
these. I forget.
Or
to
just
say
label that shit.
I know, yeah, a map.
that? Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
know what they are. Is that David Lee Roth isolated vocal tracks? So anyway, so now we start getting into the nitty gritty of how this story starts turning into. It's already like trailer park drama, and you're like, oh my god, this is incredible. What could possibly happen next? So the next thing that happens is Joe decides that he's going to fucking run for president. So
After he tries to run for governor?
no, he tries to run for president first,
yeah.
and then fails at that, and then decides he's going to run for governor.
Local.
So honestly, he runs a pretty successful gubernatorial
He was on the
campaign.
TV. Yeah, he was
top three.
19% of the vote. That's
Yeah.
a pretty successful governor campaign. I mean, honestly, like,
Look at that.
like if you're running as an independent, like,
But like, how many of those love the fucking condoms? With a picture.
How many of those condoms were used?
But what did he say, or did it say something? It was like something
it was his
hilarious.
business card.
No, but it said something, or at least he said something when he handed it to someone. It was funny as shit. I forgot.
I don't know.
Something like, we think protection, think of Joe, or I don't know. It's something along those lines.
I mean,
or some bullshit.
his pitch, like in the commercial, where he's like, I wear guns, I blow shit up, I'm gay, I'm broke as shit.
Yeah,
you know,
Just
He
straight
didn't say
up.
broke as shit in his campaigns. But
Yeah, he
He
does.
might as well.
Yes, he does. Find the video. He's-
Heating
maybe
up.
that's not the exact quote, but he does say that he's
Ties,
broke.
baby.
Heating up.
Heating up.
So that all kind of leads up. That whole thing kind of leads up to the introduction of the main antagonist of the series, Jeff. So Jeff comes in because
he sees Joe struggling.
because Joe had $1 million judgment against him from infringing on Big Cat Rescue's copyright. So
God, he tried to change.
God,
use
it
their
was
same exact
It
logo.
was so, and he was
entertainment
like,
to the
"I don't
bottom.
give a fuck. I don't give a fuck." And then like even the lawyers were like, "Yeah, I mean, like it was $1 million verdict, but like most people don't try to collect that. They're just like, okay, like they use it as like, all right, cease and desist, or I'm going to try to collect this." And
Not
Carol,
Not Carol, and that douchebag
she
husband
wanted
of
the
hers.
fucking money.
Yeah.
And
Of course.
it financially it broke him. So
Fucking
I mean, he really didn't have any other choice.
I'll never financially recover.
Which I don't
from
get.
this.
And he said that after that lady's arm got ripped off.
It's like you run a big business and you make some bonehead fucking plays for something like that. You know, just because you're going tit for tat for this fucking other company. It don't make any fucking sense.
it's all based out of anger.
pride?
It's
Pride.
It's
It's all pride,
Yeah,
yeah.
that.
Like, fuck you,
Yeah, I don't
Just-
get that shit.
Carol. You're doing the same thing.
So
You're charging people to come in to
Yeah.
look at tigers.
Yeah.
it's and the whole thing is like, you know, if she won, what would happen to all those tigers? Most of them would get euthanized, to be honest. I mean, if we're being completely honest about it. You know,
Oh man, remember that part in the documentary where they talk about the one guy who just lets go of all of the animals and they had to shoot?
Oh, yeah.
50 tigers.
Oh
and
yeah,
shit.
like
What was
they're
up
just
with
like
that?
there's a
He said,
fucking
"Fuck
chimp.
it."
There's a zoo.
Fuck
A zoo.
these
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
like bears
Let 'em
and
go
like
now.
You're
bobcats.
now.
and shit.
You know what's funny is out of all the animals that are on there, that they talk about, that guy that released all those animals and all the animals that they had in cages, the tigers are scary. Don't get me wrong, but like the ones that like worry me the most are the fucking chimpanzees.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever
Oh
heard these
my
stories when the
God.
chimpanzees like go bad?
Yeah,
Like, when they-
rip
they-
their
they
arm
can
off.
rip
No
your
problem.
fucking
Yeah.
face
No
off,
problem.
Rip
too.
your whole face off,
Yeah.
dude. Like the one that was in, I think it was in Seattle. It was like 20 years ago, maybe. The lady's pet chimpanzee
Yeah.
was going through
Yeah.
puberty or something like that, and like he was freaking out, and like she called her friend to come over, and the chimp attacked her friend in the driveway, like ripped her hand off at the wrist, ripped her face off, like I mean, just fucked her up bad. Like like chimpanzees scared the fucking shit out of me after that story. Like. And that chimpanzee wasn't even like on anything. I don't think, if I remember correctly.
That's fucking
But
crazy.
like,
damn,
he wasn't on Quaaludes or anything.
He was on Quaaludes, having the time of his life.
So, but anyway, I digress.
Give him
back
some
to
meth,
the,
he'll fucking turn gay.
Sucking Joe's dick.
Jesus. Anyway, so back to like, all right, now. Joe has been making
Joe's Prince Albert.
You gotta get the Prince Albert, make sure it gets in.
He puts locks in it. The locks are hanging on the wall. Those are super clean. So,
Oh my God.
It's hanging by a fucking thread like his fucking eyebrow ring.
And you know, Joe has COVID or coronavirus.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, in prison.
No. I was reading the article. He's in isolation from the coronavirus.
I heard he got COVID. I think he got
test positive for it.
He has
I
put
have to
him
go-
in isolation.
Well, they just moved him today. They moved him to a hospital wing today.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Sucked the wrong dick, I think.
I don't think it's sexually transmitted.
Man, they got him
you weren't
fucked
here.
up.
Norm said that last week.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Norm.
he said it's not sexually transmitted. But anyway, so we're bringing in Jeff and Jeff's degenerate friend Alan, who apparently Jeff acts like he has a lot of money. He wears affliction shirts,
Hardy t-shirts.
I met a
Hardy
guy just like fucking Jeff Lowe.
Jeff probably has a haircut.
Oh, my
His hair
God.
probably looks like Hulk Hogan.
No, he has no hair. He's bald.
Yeah,
No,
I mean, but he's going for that look.
No, he has that great fucking little mullet in the back.
No. He has no.
No, he does.
I don't
Trust
think
me.
so because I thought I thought that he has no hair. Like he's just
And he's got a like
when he's in front of the judge, it's revealed.
In jail, you can't
Yeah.
have
Like
any
the-
kind of hairstyle you want. It's got to be short.
Right,
okay.
right. But
The
either
bird-
way,
But
no,
outside of jail, we don't care about the guy that you met.
No, I'm not talking about that same guy. I'm talking about Jeff.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm talking about the Jeff. Yes.
Okay, well, hold on.
Okay. all right.
Jeff wears a bandana and then a hat.
Then, he does. Yeah.
Yeah. You know who else wears a bandana?
Oakley hat.
Yeah,
God,
Oakley, yeah.
M Shadows.
You know who else
M
wears a
74.
bandana and a hat?
that?
Is Brett Michaels from
Oh,
Poison.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
he does,
does do that.
And he's bald as
Yeah.
fuck.
That's why.
Oh, dude, I don't even want to know what he looks like without the hat. You know, imagine it with just the fucking the mascara.
It looks like
bald.
you ever seen Harold and Kumar when they get stuck in the woods and the guy comes to rescue and changes his tire?
Yeah.
He has that fucking pus boil on his neck.
Oh,
It's pulsating.
God. Looking at my neck.
Disgusting.
I saw you looking at that. Yeah, that's Jeff
Oh, no,
Lowe.
he's like, I heard everything you said.
Fucking Jeff Lowe.
Fucking great. Yeah, you're right.
So Jeff Lowe comes in and he's like he deals in like hot young women.
Nose.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Jeff likes hot young like 20-year-old women.
Yeah.
And convinces
How old is Jeff, too? Did they ever say?
60 probably. I don't know.
60?
Yeah,
he's in that.
No, he looks like
He's in late
early
50s.
Late
50s.
50s.
He's
for
mid
sure.
to late 50s
Yeah,
at least.
50s and over. 50s and over.
Yeah, I mean at least
Early
he's my
50s.
he's got to be my dad's age at least. 55,
He can't be.
56.
He's not over
North
fucking
of 55 for sure. North
Yeah.
of 55.
Yeah,
So
55 and up.
he's
Damn
banging,
near Social Security.
so he's banging this 22-year-old or whatever, and just like they're talking like, oh yeah, we have all these orgies with all these whatever young kids and
With these kids?
and
There's
What?
one,
They-
whatever.
they
And he
put-
puts on a lot of he puts on a big show, a big
Yeah.
front. Drives a Ferrari that's rented or whatever,
Yeah.
and then
Rents a big
Fun.
house.
rents a big mansion in
But
Vegas.
they take cubs and put them into Louis Vuitton bags and
Yeah,
bring them
that's
up
bring
to
them
the
up to
hotel.
Smart
Yeah.
man. I'm telling
and
you.
charge people a lot of
Yeah.
money for that in Vegas. And so he was making a killing doing that. You know what I mean? But he puts on this front like he's loaded, like he has all this money to just throw around. And he came in, and Joe, because of the lawsuit with Carol, he was moving assets around, constantly keeping things out of his
I'm
name.
not stupid.
I'm not stupid.
Yeah, he's like,
Stupid.
that ain't mine.
Yeah, I mean, he put shit in his mom's name without her fucking knowing. And then, just to get rid of it, he puts the fucking park in Jeff's name. Jeff, I'm pretty sure Jeff convinced him to do that. That was a smart
it was a con idea. It had
It was
to be.
totally a con.
It's a business idea.
Yeah.
Like, if you get away with it, fuck it. Why not? I mean,
Yeah, so, I mean...
Fuck Jeff came in there. And,
and then Jeff, hires... He has his ex-felon buddy... Alan come in, and then like
guys,
that, and then,
he's
and then you get into
that's
this
a
whole
con.
but who's an asshole though? Is Joe an asshole or Jeff an asshole?
Well, Joe is just, I don't know. Joe is
getting
not
his
like,
mom involved like
no,
that, like fucking him. No,
I don't know.
It started as a family thing, and Joe just got wrapped up. He just felt like Joe got taken advantage of from before Jeff was even.
Yeah.
Got taken advantage of without being taken advantage of. That doesn't make any sense. But he was like trying to keep up, like, you know what I mean? Doc, when he met Doc, and Doc was giving him pointers, he's like, oh, fuck, I got to keep this up kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like he was doing
over his head.
225 something tigers. That's a lot of tiger mouths to feed. Those things are fucking hungry. And he was running, he was breeding and doing cub petting, but wasn't selling them. Like, they're only worth money when they're young. Yeah. And, you can only keep so many of them, but you can apparently only sell so many of them.
After 8 months, they become a bill. It's just a bill.
Yeah. So, at that point, Joe's got a lot of liability in that park. He's got a lot of expenses. Jeff comes in talking big game, like he's going to help him turn the park around. They build that restaurant, things like that, you know what I mean? And then this whole, like, murder for hire plot, like, stumbles out. I don't even know if it's a real plot. To me, like, my whole takeaway from that was I felt like Jeff and Alan set him up, like, from the word go. Like, that was just it. Like, that was like they were like, yeah, we're gonna get him saying all these things. They were recording everything.
Those were. Oh well, and remember they Jeff looked up the Google Map view, the bird's eye view and the street view of around the park.
Oh yeah,
they knew where she rode her
bike. Yeah.
And Joe was on the other side of the filing cabinet, and what was his name? I guess it was the producer of the show. Was like, Joe said it so much, it's like, you can't actually go through with it.
Yeah, everybody said it though.
He talked about it so much that he didn't think he could actually carry it out.
Yeah, but and that was the thing that Joe was like. He was like, yeah, they got me on tape. I say it all the time. Like, I wasn't ever serious about it. And then Alan's like, yeah, he was going to pay me $5,000 to go down there, and then $5,000 when I got back, but he could only come up with $3,000. And it's like one of his buddies like, you're going to pay a cross country hitman $3,000 to kill. I don't even think it would cost. I don't think like $100,000 would get you that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like, and then the guy Alan is like, the whole time he's like, allegedly I went down there and chickened out. Apparently I went down there and chickened out. Yeah. So I mean,
that is so weird, dude. When he's saying that.
And that's because he doesn't have immunity on anything. But Jeff negotiated some kind of immunity with the feds because of...
On that phone call.
Your favorite fucking guy who's working with the feds the whole time.
Paul.
The fat fucking...
Chucky dog.
Informant.
That guy. I don't even know who the fuck... This guy came out of nowhere. Like, who was this fucking guy?
Strip clubs in Dallas.
Strip clubs.
Hanging out with Vinnie Paul and shit. Rest in peace.
Hey, Brandon, have a kick-ass good Molly crew time, you guy.
Fucking loser.
What are those videos that you can get celebrities?
Oh, cameos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one of Bret Michaels?
Oh, no. That's what...
Okay, yeah. Hotel balcony.
Oh, yeah. It makes so fucking sense. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Quadruple chin.
Yeah, quadruple chin.
Oh, my God.
Good thing COVID came, so they didn't have to go on tour.
Oh, man. So,
Motley Crue didn't need a third comeback tour.
Yeah.
So during the midst of this whole thing, they're recording Joe. The feds get Joe on the run. So now Joe goes on the run because they're coming after him.
See you later.
See you later. I'm gone. And in the midst of this, before this happens, one of the most fucked up pieces of this whole docuseries is Joe's second husband, who at the time is like, what, 21, 22, fucking blows his head off in the middle of a conversation talking to Joe's campaign manager, who was the manager of the firearms section at the local Walmart, which is why Joe picked him, because he can manage things.
Yep. But apparently it was his dream job to become a campaign manager for some political, because he considers he's a libertarian. And that's how they ran because Joe didn't know shit about politics. Yeah. So he's like, I'm going to do it my way. I'm a libertarian, so he's going to go as a libertarian.
Yeah, fucking crazy.
You remember when
what is that?
But he was explaining everything. He was explaining how Travis liked to run around and always point a gun at somebody and say, "Put your hands up."
Yeah.
Was Travis and the guy, the campaign manager was like, "Hey man, stop doing that." He's like, "Hey, it's just a Ruger. It doesn't have a fucking thing in it."
Yeah.
And then he sat down. Was he joking, thinking,
probably,
like there was no bullet in here?
Yeah, he probably accidentally.
That's what he's saying.
Or was he like, but the way that, they made it seem like he was trapped in there. He wasn't allowed to leave the park. And it showed him hitting the side of that truck.
It seems
really
to me,
mad.
it seems to me like the guy was strung out, and I think that he knew exactly what he was doing, and he sat down in there, and he was spilling his guts to that guy. He said, because he was saying like, "Hey, like
Did you see how tweaked out his mom was at the funeral?
God.
And she was shaking her. Oh, she was.
I mean,
meth too.
she was. I mean,
man.
like he sat like the guy said he was like, he sat down like he was kind of spilling his guts to me, like talking about all these things, and and he's like, there was no solution in sight, and he said he just pulled the gun out and like just. I thought he was joking around, and then boom.
Dude, and I'm watching it. When that happened, I thought it was like a glitch, and my shit paused because he was so still.
Yeah, for a long time.
Me too, yeah.
I did too. Like, and then, like 30 seconds he just sat there. And that was
shock. Shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, I mean, how would you be like?
No, I'm not.
Probably the same exact way, but it was just like. Oh, damn.
It's such a shock. Like everybody processes it differently, but I'm just saying he was just in shock.
I'll find humor in it.
It felt like,
you're gonna claim that?
There's a joke in everything.
Trav. Oh god damn it, you're dead.
Jesus Christ.
He did it again.
He did it again, guys.
So
again.
I mean,
damn it.
So now Joe's on the run with his third husband now.
Dylan.
You son of a bitch. 2 months later.
Yeah, 2 months later.
How can I make this seem legit?
Bring his mom. Bring Travis's mom. Yeah, to say it's everything's all right, we're cool, whatever, and never talk to her again.
Yeah,
that's bad.
And so
that's fucked up.
But it's not because it's Joe.
That's true.
It's Joe.
Joe gets taken down in a parking lot.
Damn.
After being on the run, he goes to jail. Goes to trial.
Oh yeah, how did he get arrested?
That was so quick. I was like, is he?
How did he get arrested? How did he go to
which parking lot?
I forgot that.
I forgot.
I want to say it's a Walmart parking lot.
I forget exactly how that goes down. I just remember like they took him down in
it
a
was
parking
either
lot.
Walmart, Golden Corral,
Waffle House,
fucking Dollar General.
I think it was at the hotel.
A Time-Wise Exxon.
Somebody saw it.
That's too classy.
No.
That's too classy, man. No.
Conoco.
He called somebody.
Conoco. Fucking Golf.
It was at a Conoco parking
lot.
No,
Golf fucking gas station.
J, I guess.
Shitty Golf.
Oh yeah,
it was
Flying J.
It was behind a Love's Burger
There
King.
you go.
Joint.
There you go. We can meet there.
Loves. Yeah.
Fucking Taco Bell, KFC.
Hey, Taco
Hut. There was a way station
God
there
damn,
for sure.
This shit's so good. Yeah.
Please.
I just like to say this Dr. Pepper cream soda is so fucking good. I wish I had
Not
some
by
more.
Eureka Heights, by the way.
Yeah, I know, but Dr. Pepper, though.
Done to my Eureka Heights. Can you throw me a mini boss, sir?
So at the end of this thing, like Jeff's talking about wanting to make a new zoo. So he's partnered up with Tony Stark. What's his name? Tim Stark. 2 Waters.
Who's just a crazy
and 2 Miller Lights
crazy kind
and a
of
mini boss.
big cat guy. crazier redneck type of guy.
Yeah, I don't know. He's got a zoo, and he's the guy with the monkey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
What the fuck are you doing in my studio, man?
Ever tried a what?
Walk and chew bubble
You ever
gum?
tried to jerk off a tiger?
We got a special breeding program. So anyway, so these guys partner up, and they're gonna make a new zoo. So they're like, "Fuck this zoo."
There you go.
Like there's a stigma against that zoo now that Joe's in jail.
Finally.
And so they're gonna make a new zoo.
Where at?
In Thackerville.
A mile
Thackerville.
behind the casino.
It's fucking smart.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
The Wynn Casino in Oklahoma. They buy 40 acres a mile away from that.
That's
How
fucking
much
awesome.
is that?
Jeff
The land
Lowe
alone.
and
Fuck.
what's that
In
guy's name?
Oklahoma?
Yeah, yes.
Nothing.
Did they buy it off some fucking Indian?
And, dude, that land has been for sale probably for a
fucking
long.
100
40 acres probably wasn't that expensive. Oklahoma's pretty empty. I don't know if you've ever been there.
Yeah, I've been
They
there.
have a huge
flat,
wrestling
too.
following, but whatever.
That sucks. There's nothing
That's
else
because
to
there's
do,
nothing
right?
to do.
Let's wrestle.
Let's wrestle, boy.
Boomer Center.
Shooter, yeah. No, I'm a cowboy, baby.
I'm a cowboy.
Anyway,
Oklahoma State
so
Cowboy.
now you got
Cowboy.
what do you think that
I can't whistle, but
It's very
whatever.
fitting.
do you
this-
think that
You know what I'm talking about, right?
yeah, we
I was trying
know.
to do the fucking whistle, but I couldn't do it.
Do you think that Jeff and Alan
Kid Rock should
set-
play fucking Joe Exotic.
Do you think that
Wow, yeah,
dude,
he
he
should.
should play Joe Exotic. Do
Yeah.
you think that they
He already
that-
has the eyebrow piercing and 16
Oh, shit.
fucking.
You don't need an eyebrow
Fucking
piercing.
earring.
The
You don't need a
earrings.
fucking eyebrow piercing to have Joe Exotic's eyebrow ring. You just put on some Scotch tape and it'll look exactly the same. That shit's barely on
Yeah.
there.
It's still
It
hanging.
Elmer's
sometimes
glue.
hits him in the eye when he's
Nah,
turning his head.
Elmer's paste.
Yeah.
Will be
Elmer's
fitting.
face. you
Take off,
say.
take off your hat.
Do you think that Joe?
No, unless
You
you
don't
see
see
his
my
mullet.
mullet?
No.
Yeah, then all your watchers are going to say,
No, I have a
look, he has
mullet.
mullet. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
No
not a mullet,
shit,
bro.
Okay, because-
I don't know.
dumbass.
I don't know what the fuck that was, but god damn that.
Yeah, it
haircut.
was
The
nice.
mullet.
It was nice.
Damn, it was nice.
Do you think that
It is
Jeff
nice.
and Alan knew what was going on, knew they could sucker him out of that zoo, and planned the whole thing from the get-go to have him, to con him out of that
Well,
zoo?
Jeff was like, dude, Alan, you gotta say something. Come on, was pressing them to come forward and say it.
Oh, on the phone calls?
Yeah, on the
He's
phone
like,
call,
well,
yeah.
well, you
It
got to
sounded
promise me
really.
immunity.
It sounded really
He's
scripted.
like, I can't do that, Alan.
It
but,
sounded really scripted to me. I mean,
The
it didn't sound like.
conversation
It's very possible, strong possible.
Yeah, okay, no.
Yeah, between Alan and Jeff on the phone, like that the FBI was
But was
recording.
it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. The FBI was present.
They were
Yeah,
just
they're
getting
behind-
it.
where
Yeah.
when Jeff, or at least on Jeff's end.
They're just trying to get Joe out.
Everybody's trying to
Yeah.
fuck over Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was just
Well,
trying
they're
to
trying
see
to
a
get
tiger.
him out of that. Yeah,
But like I thought it was funny though, like how Alan said, yeah, like I went out there and checked it out, and I don't know if he retracted or what, but he was saying that it's like, oh no, man, I was like, I accepted to the terms or whatever. Even though he just gave me $3,000 and the original arrangement was $5,000, I just took it anyways just to fuck him over. I wasn't gonna do it. He's like, I hate that fucking
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, he did say that.
Like, he's like-
Goldilocks looking motherfucker.
Yeah, like so I kind of do. I believe him on that though. Like he's like, he wasn't gonna. He just wanted to do it just to get some fucking money out of him.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
him, man.
but I don't
Because
know,
he
man.
hated
Because
it.
even
They had
like
a lot of I can't. Your
I think
third
he has the
word,
potential to be the most evil
animosity?
motherfucker on the entire
Right.
thing.
what
No, I can't pronounce
Animosity?
That. Yes, towards each other, Joe and Alan.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah,
time,
because-
man.
yeah, and
So I
that
can
was-
see why Alan just take the money. Like fuck you, I ain't gonna do.
But how
do
far
shit.
do you go in Vegas with $3,000?
not very far. Not if you're
Yeah,
running
but
like
you
those
know,
guys.
I think, but I think it's not
Oh,
just
one
even
night.
that.
Me
but
$3
like, with
grand,
him,
I could stretch that
but-
shit out over probably 2 or 3 weeks. But,
But-
I'm cheap as fuck. So
Yeah,
I think it was
yeah,
just
exactly.
the fact
give me
it was,
some of the yellow.
don't get cheap on me. The fact that he had an opportunity to personally
he's
really
doing it.
fuck Joe,
Bread pudding's
I think is what
extra
was
runny
on his
tonight.
mind and why he did it.
Oh my god! That's
Honestly,
the
that's
best.
why. I mean, yeah,
That
$3,000
is
gets you so
dedicated.
far, but
Such a
I
good
think
movie.
just the fact that he could do that to fuck him over, like
Yeah.
he just that was pleasurable enough for him to do that. I don't know. That's just me.
I don't know.
That's
Put
what I
that
think
away,
about
Clark.
it.
Mine.
All right, here we go. Mine.
Bet again.
I'm great at these games.
Fucking terrible game.
Pick a number.
What a
War.
I'm
great at this.
Damn it. Mine.
So
Your dad's old football number.
So, I mean, at this point in the series,
I won.
Like we've kind of gotten to the point where they're talking about like they're talking about you know, all the things that have happened with you know, like Carol like killing her husband allegedly. You know, she makes a couple of comments.
No,
like,
she did. There's no allegedly.
I think he said take the
Just straight up. No, she did.
she says something about like you'd have to smother them in like
Sardine oil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So fucking random. Sardine oil.
Yeah, what?
Interesting.
And then she put it on the bottom of his boots and let Joe get bit by a tiger and drug around the cage and nobody came to save him.
Joe was fucking saying
Like,
that.
I'll shoot you right between the eyes, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck back.
Oh, that's fucking great.
Damn,
Great,
dude.
yeah.
How many times has he been bit by a tiger?
Yeah.
I don't know. Remind me, at what point did the recording studio get burnt down?
That was
when what's it called? The producer of the original reality show basically had him at the balls and told him like, look.
Oh yeah, I own all this.
Yeah. And everything was not backed up. All his stuff was housed in the recording studio. And
So do you think Joe burnt down the
he
recording
was
studio?
he was out of town.
Oh, that's right. He was out of town.
At a funeral.
Yeah, but he had.
Who was that person that was walking on the camera?
Yeah,
People say it's Howard. Didn't they say it was Howard doing that shit?
Well, they said it was.
He
said,
but like it's just probably some.
You're like, why would I do that? That's my fucking life insurance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, Rick is the producer.
But Howard
is Carol Baskin's husband.
But
God damn, he's such
Joe
a
was
bitch.
pointing as Howard doing it.
No, I think that he pointed it.
He did it. I mean, honestly, I think Joe did that.
Yeah, Joe
himself.
did.
I think
to get himself out of that contract.
Somebody. I think Joe provided a perfect alibi that he was in Chicago with that funeral, and he probably made an appearance at that funeral. But I bet he came back early and did that, and then was back right after that. You know what I mean? Like nobody saw him. But in the picture, it doesn't like in that video. It doesn't really look like Joe. It doesn't walk. No, the guy doesn't walk like Joe
at all.
No,
and it could have been anybody. You know, honestly, it kind of looks like Alan. To be honest with you, like when you look at it.
I know you never see the fucking producer walk, so you can't say.
That's true. He's always sitting down.
But I mean, his whole thing was like, you know, why would I do that? Like, he was like, my millions were in there.
Yeah,
like,
that was his retirement.
He was like, I was going to sell this fucking reality show. He's like, I had people lined up to buy this shit.
Yeah,
and.
He said he broke down crying because that was his retirement. Like everything he invested in worked on.
Everybody loves a train wreck.
Let me play the devil's advocate a little bit on this. If you had all of that, in one basket, why would you leave it in that recording studio? Why wouldn't you back it up at least once?
You know, backing it up honestly, every month or something.
Honestly, if he has a history of working with Inside Edition or Bill O'Reilly, whatever, your go-tos, I'm backing up every fucking thing.
Everything.
And I'm actually backing up my backup copy.
This is a bullshit podcast, and I have 3 backups of every episode.
You know, and
this isn't like happening in the 90s, people.
This was like 2000.
Yeah,
that's true.
Like, it's pretty easy to do that.
You know, every genius. I mean,
iCloud. Everything.
Yeah.
You back up that, then you back up that another hard.
I'm pretty sure he's just like he has a Paul
closet.
mentality. I'll just do it later. I'm lazy or some shit.
Maybe.
No, but look how old the guy is. He's made a whole career
I
of
know.
this.
You never know. You can still have a Paul mentality and be like that.
A lot of energy on meth.
He didn't look like he was on meth.
Do it.
Wait, I could have sworn he said he did because his teeth were fucked up.
No,
he did.
It's sad to see the.
Sad. Go on.
The guy with no teeth and the tattoo that says "Property of Joe Exotic" above his dick,
and then you get it covered up, and
it's not even really that covered up.
Yeah, you can still kind of see it's like a Brahma bull or whatever the fuck is it.
It's like, what was that? $300? It's like, man, spend some money and just get the fucking laser tattoo removal.
Eric, the blonde hair keeper he had the clutch shirt on.
Oh, yeah.
What about him?
The one with the shades?
The shades,
yeah. When they show him after the zoo is shut down, he's like cooking burgers now. You know, and they're interviewing him. And his I guess it's a trailer, but you see all the vodka bottles behind him, and he's just like, they tell him that Joe got arrested or he's in jail and the sentence and everything. He's like, well, that sucks. And he's like, oh, fucked up.
Oh, man.
Which he probably always was, but I guess he had more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He raised those 2 tigers from like when they were born until they were like.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they put him down, didn't they, or something? And then the other guy, the guy with, was it the double amputee guy that was the race car with all the race cars?
Yeah. He was doing good.
Like he was doing pretty well after that.
Like
he was like, I turned everything around.
Yeah.
Now I missed the part, and I should have rewound it and watched it, but I missed the part that explained like how he lost his. How did he lose his legs?
That was an awesome movie too.
Well, Be Kind, Rewind
with
Jesus
Jack
Christ.
Black.
This is like a fucking ADD
Yeah.
nightmare.
It's like Paul's right.
What, Ma's
left
death?
and right.
I think Mo's death.
It's like, have you ever seen Being John Malkovich? It's like being in Paul's head.
One little fucking mushroom stem.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
So,
how did he lose his legs? Good question.
I don't know. How did he lose his legs?
Zip
lining. There you go.
That's
Yeah,
right.
zip line, not zip lining.
Zip line.
Zip lining.
Something about his heels, and then he didn't.
Yeah, he fell down.
He tried to keep walking on him. He like walking on bone.
Shattered.
Yeah.
It just fucking crumbled.
That's
that's
fucked up,
painful.
man.
That's okay. I didn't catch. Yeah, I didn't catch that part. So,
Just old zip lining.
old zip lining. So we're talking about Joe's trial.
Yes.
And in Joe's trial, he decides that he's going to testify in his own defense against.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, they don't let the amputee guy fucking go.
They
up and
didn't even
testify.
ask him.
Yeah,
they didn't even ask him to testify.
Which is weird.
Yeah, this is weird.
He had a lot of good information on everybody else.
Now, did Joe did he have a defense team at all?
Basically, he was.
Yes, and they were like, "Okay, we don't advise this, but he's gonna."
Yeah, because Joe was
he's gonna talk.
Joe was basically like, "Here's all these things." But he was like, he had alibis for all these things.
He's so damn convincing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just like, I want to hear everything that you have to say, even if it's fucking outlandish.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Because if you say you have the answers to all this, okay. And why? And if everything can, add up and lines up.
Yeah, and that was the thing. Is like they questioned him, and he was like, he had an answer for everything. He was like, "This is why this was happening. This is why this was." Yeah, I was embezzling money for this, from the governor campaign. And
I didn't pay Alan because I had a Thanksgiving charity dinner.
Yeah,
that I made money from. It's like, so.
Yeah, and that was the whole thing. Like,
that's where the money came
I feel
from.
like Joe was pretty honest the entire docuseries. I don't know, I don't know. Like, maybe it's just me.
It meant well. Honest.
Yeah, like honestly, I feel like he's just too dumb. Like he was just not smart enough to do the things that they accused him of doing.
He wanted to, He wanted her.
Where did
dead,
the $3,000 come from? Did he?
I don't think there was any $3,000.
The Thanksgiving.
He definitely got some
That's
money.
That's what it says for
left.
the donations from that feast.
The
Thanksgiving
is that where the so-called $3,000 came from?
It's the feast.
The feast.
Fuck you.
Thanksgiving.
The fiesta.
Fiesta.
No, but no. So there was never really exchange of funds. It was just really.
I don't
coming
think that
from
there
that
was
Thanksgiving
because
feast.
I
think he got him. I think he got the $3,000.
I don't know that. I don't even believe that Alan got the $3,000. I mean, I know that they got
he drive out to South Carolina.
No, he said he did.
To go
he
do
admitted it. He got
on his
the
own
agreement
money,
was initially was $5, but he only
Joe
gave him
came up with
$3.
But was that ever proven? Like that exchange of money actually took place?
He said
or was
he
it
received
just Alan's testimony that says
Alan
he received
said
it?
he received it. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like if Alan and John,
and Jeff and John and Alan,
if Jeff and Alan set him up from the word go, like. I don't remember what Joe said. Did he actually give?
I don't know.
Did he actually give
Alan
$3,000?
Where did the fat Chucky come into play? Where
the fat Chucky guy was fucking wearing a wire from the word go. Dude, he was like, I'm wearing a wire. I'm turning all these motherfuckers in. There's some shady shit going on, and like, I'm not going down for it because he knew right off the bat. He was like, man, if I'm involved, like I'm already involved in this shit.
They're gonna take his thrift shop away.
Yeah, he was like,
where the fuck is sells in that thing.
He was like, fuck this. He just called the feds and was like, hey, you want Joe Exotic? I'll give him to you on a silver platter. I'll wear a fucking wire. I don't give a fuck. Like, let's go.
I'll dance.
They bring the FBI. Tekashi 6ix9ine. What gets Joe is and correct me if I'm wrong, but they get another FBI guy to get in the car, and Joe's in the car, and he's like, I don't care what you do, just follow her into a parking lot and cap her and drive off. And that's when, like, Fat Chucky has another FBI, like a real FBI guy. They might say he's the hitman who's going to do it.
Yeah, they get that's what it was. That's how they got Joe. So they have an undercover. They have an undercover FBI agent acting as a hitman.
Yeah.
And he's talking to Joe, and Joe tries to solicit him to kill Carol.
And Fat Chucky's such a piece of shit.
It doesn't happen.
That guy is
no
a huge
money
piece
exchange
of
was
shit.
involved. So.
What size fucking life jacket do you think that was he was wearing on that fucking
There's probably
Wave
2
Runner?
of them. Sewn together.
Fucking hilarious. When they put Eye of the Tiger on, it's like, you gotta be the
guy has no eyebrows, but a fucking 5 o'clock neck beard.
But I love how they slowly dramatic his sunglasses like
That's my new favorite gif at work. I fucking put that in chats all day, dude.
That's fucking great.
Fuck, what's his name again? Chad?
James Garrison.
James Garrison.
Oh god damn it! He looks like a fucking Chad.
Chad.
But
Chad.
Alan Glover does look like just a guy you don't want to fuck with.
Yeah,
like
Oh
really?
He has that vibe.
He just fucking
really?
in the
Fucking
throat.
Yeah, he looks like one of those guys that'd be like, I don't mind going back to prison that you believe.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy does not give a fuck.
He looks like a Sling Blade dude. What's his name?
Oh yeah, he was,
Billy Bob Thornton.
he was frightening.
I reckon I ain't got no reason to kill nobody.
He was frightening.
So all of this wrapping up the show.
Yeah.
Like, some things come out later about Doc Antille, whatever. What's his name? Doc Antle.
Doc
Antle. I keep wanting to call him like Antilles, like Wedge Antilles from Star Wars. I don't know. That's why.
Didn't he buy all his broads' fucking homes on the fucking land?
Yeah, he built those on his land.
Carol Baskin put put Joe's parents' house as collateral for the payments and stuff, the payment plan.
Yeah, she wanted to, but he wouldn't do it. But dude, she's a piece of shit.
Lean.
So now,
promethazine.
After the popularity of this show, the big revelation is that they're reopening I guess it's never been closed, but they're reopening tip lines into Carol's husband's disappearance because apparently they've gotten a bunch of like anonymous tips and stuff that like he's not like it's foul play, and like they have an active investigation into these things because apparently like they've gotten some pretty credible leads.
Well, you can shit on the media all day, but you got shit like that because that's bringing to everyone's attention that
statute of limitations for involvement in that stuff I think is lapsed. I think it's 20 years. So I mean it's way past. So like if it gets enough attention and somebody's like, I can make my 15 minutes worth of fame if I just say, Carol fed her to the fucking Tigers. Like, there's no repercussions on that. Carol would still go down because there's no statute of limitations on murder. Right. But, like, witnessing or, like, aiding and abetting, like, I think there's a statute of limitations on that. So, like, and I think it's probably 20 years and probably gone now.
And fuck Amanda Green, the prosecutor, that butch bitch.
Oh,
yeah. Oh my god,
the blonde chick, short blonde chick,
the one that looked like she was straight off of like Law and Order SVT.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
NBC
Special SVU.
And Joe had
SVT.
It's the same shit
because he was trying to fight that case while he was in jail. So. Yeah. The case against him was like just so big.
Yeah, like what they had initially, they tacked all those other things just so they could make sure he they had something on him, man. It's like
they were like, we're getting him for all this shit all at once.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I mean it was a big.
And they were all cocksuckers, Paul.
Yes,
literally.
Fuck them.
Maybe that's how that guy lost all his teeth. Just those locks.
But what's hilarious though? Go back to just a quick moment though. I was telling Jago this yesterday. Like before you find out that his Joe's husbands were what's called straight. They're briefly talking about what's his name? What's the toothless one? What's his name again?
He
John?
just come up and put his balls
yes,
in my face.
Yes. They're talking about like, no. He's talking about like, I love pink camo, just people give me shit all the time for, but I just happen to love pink camo. I was like, okay, that's associated, he's gay. Well, no, you find out he's straight.
Yeah, 5 minutes
he
later,
likes
he
fucking
impregnated.
pink camo.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I mean, I'm not saying that's not possible, but it's just that those little details just blew my fucking mind.
So, Paul, you're saying that any guy that likes pink camo is gay? Is that what you're?
Yes.
No, not necessarily.
That's exactly
but
what he's saying.
It's just
That's
the
what I took
stereotype
out
and the
of that.
conditioning that we're all fucking brought into.
Remember the
You're brought into.
remember the amputee and
Rat
him
Vega?
having the revolver
Rat
with
Vega?
the bullets with the bullets with his name and Joe's name. 'cause
yeah.
if shit ever
Oh,
really,
yeah,
really hit
yeah.
the fan, they were
Don't-
going to kill each other.
Yeah, how is that going to work?
Who knows?
How would that work?
Crazy
Like,
shit
hey,
you
make
say
sure
on
you kill
meth.
yourself first before me. All right.
I don't know. I've never been on meth, so that's.
Ooh, that's horrible. I heard, man. Fuck that.
Is it me or the chick that got her arm chewed off by a tiger? Looks like Rat Vega. No, kind
And her
of.
name is Saf, like
Saf,
Raph.
yeah.
No shit, Saf Rap. I'm going to tell him that.
So the big news after all this, like you're right, the docuseries is 7 episodes, and it is just the biggest fucking train wreck that you can't look away
Yes.
from. Like,
Each episode just
I mean,
leads better
every
and better
episode
and
it gets
better.
better and better. You're just like, what else can they add on to this
Yeah.
steaming pile of garbage? And
Yep.
it's just like, oh, here's another fucking cherry on the fucking cake. Now they're talking
Several
about making
cakes.
like a biopic or something like that.
Biopic.
It's biopic.
It's biopic.
It's
Thank you, sir.
it's
Thank you,
not
thank you.
though. We
Fuck
had
that.
this
We're divided.
It's a biopic.
Fuck
Biopic.
you guys. You stay on your side of the tables.
anyway.
Biopic.
It is not biopic. It's biopic. I got corrected on that.
Biopsy.
So anyway,
If they only make one more part, it's 2 biopic.
that's not how that works. Though.
Biopic.
Yeah.
So I know that
Biopic.
they're casting at least a series or something like that they're going to do. I don't know why, because like the drama in this fucking
Yeah.
show is way
How you
better
gonna
than
top
you.
that?
I
We're
can't
gonna-
imagine. It's not going to be.
Well,
as
the
good.
only thing I could say that works if they do go, if they get more involved or be more thorough about stuff we don't know.
How could you?
This
be
is
more
what's gonna
thorough?
happen.
Joe
No,
Exotic
but
filmed
but they said.
everything.
Well, no. Here's the thing, though. Like, even I forget one of the characters said in that documentary. There's so much shit that like you write. Well, he might be exaggerating. He's
Yeah,
like taking write
novels.
books
Yeah.
of like all of the shit what's going on. So who knows what
Well-
else is. What wasn't included in his
That's true.
docu-series?
That's true.
I mean, there's a possibility. It's got to be.
But this is what's going to happen before you beer me. Can you beer me, please? Sir?
Yes.
What's going to happen is this.
Got legally married, thank God. It's finally legal in America. I've had some kinky sex. I have tried drugs through the younger years of my life. I am broke as shit. I have a judgment against me from some bitch down there in Florida.
No, this is going
He
to be.
does say I'm broke as shit.
I know, but this is going to be everybody coming out of quarantine.
I'm broke as shit. I'm not changing the way I dress. I refuse to wear a suit. I've had some kinky sex. I have tried drugs.
I have tried drugs.
That's my president
Oh,
right
yeah.
there, baby.
No, this is what's going to happen. He's going to get out of the prison, and once he gets out, he's a fucking hot ticket. He's going to have his own fucking reality TV show.
Oh yeah.
And
that's
he could say whatever the fuck he wants.
depending how long he's getting, because he's 20 days. He's got 22
Yeah.
years.
He's probably going
Well,
to join
you know,
up with
you-
Siegfried and Roy.
Dude, they're gonna let. Honestly,
they think they
they're
might
shit.
early release.
they're
They think
letting non-violent offenders out because of the
Come on,
coronavirus.
Yeah.
let Joe out.
Dude, they're gonna
Yeah,
they're
fuck
gonna
it, man.
they're gonna let Joe out. They're gonna let Joe out to be.
and can finally kill Carol Baskin.
Well, they probably won't let him out because he's in there for a murder for hire plot. But
Yeah,
for,
but
on
Yeah.
good
no
behavior,
action was taken, though.
If he didn't have that on, he
on
probably
good
could have been
behavior,
out.
he'll probably be out in another few years. When he gets out, like if
He
his
needs to
lawyers
go.
can appeal this and like and ride the wave of this fucking documentary and get him out of jail in the next like 6 months, and he can ride the wave of this popularity. holy fuck, he will be made.
He needs to go on Rogan's podcast back.
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be so
Or
badass.
Gentleman No Class podcast.
Yeah. Come on down here, baby.
That's only one step down.
No.
Bring some meth and turn us on the game.
He said, I would only do it if I suck someone's dick. Who's going to be?
Whoa,
I don't know, man. Somebody's, though, not ours.
He would have to do, no, one of us.
Well,
he has to suck one of ours. He can suck Paul's
married,
dick.
you're married, Paul, sorry.
Man, I don't know, man. That Prince Albert might be turning me off, though.
He can take it out.
I'll leave it on. Get the padlock going.
You may chip a tooth like that guy. He's only got like 4 left.
That's fucked up. Have you seen that meme? It says like practicing social distancing or some shit.
No. The best one is where they compare it to the release of Tool albums.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah.
Like 10,000 days and the huge gaps to the new one.
This is the next point.
Fucked up.
This was the next topic I was going to bring up. Because of the social distancing, everybody's working from home. There's like a 30% unemployment in the country right now.
Fuck you guys.
Everybody, nobody can do anything. This documentary has like got the meme game fucking lit. I don't even know if you could be if you haven't watched Tiger King, I don't even know if you can be on the internet and make sense of anything that's happening right now.
I got my mom to watch that shit. She doesn't watch shit.
Dude,
It's crazy.
Dude, there are some people.
There
are some people that are like, when does this show get good? Like, I'm halfway through the first episode, I had to turn it off, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh no,
like,
who are you?
Lost cause. It's a lost cause for
like
them.
15 minutes into the first episode, I was in. I was
me
I want to know this guy's whole fucking life story.
Yeah.
How do you get from baby to Joe Exotic? You know what I mean? Like I need to know.
I want to hear the next song. You know?
Oh, we didn't even talk about Joe's fucking records.
Oh, we did.
26 recorded songs.
Farewell.
And 24 songs, 16 music videos. 28 songs, 14 music videos.
They're all available on YouTube right now. You can find all of them.
All Tiger themed.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we talk about the lady that he cast for the one music video where he's feeding?
Kitty.
Oh, here, kitty.
Where she's feeding pieces of her husband to the cat. She looks exactly like Carol.
Yes,
I thought that was her. I was like, God damn, how much did he have to pay her to come
feeding
down
the tigers with tongs?
Yeah.
How did Joe get a copy of Carol's diary?
Yeah.
Like, what?
So, who's worse, Joe Exotic or Tim Lambesis?
Joe Exotic.
Oh, yeah, then Joe's getting out.
Yeah, exactly.
Joe's gonna get out too.
Tim did 7 years.
3.5.
Yeah, something like that.
Slavery, when he technically
he's
did his
back with the
term,
band.
it was 6. But they
but
say
he only
every
got-
day's 2.
Wow, now that you say
in
that,
prison,
it
so it's
makes-
like 3.5 years. He
Well,
did.
yeah, but Joe got 28 years. Tim only got 6.
Yeah.
But do you think once he gets out, Joe's gonna get his zoo
that's true.
back the way Tim got as
Well,
a
no, you got,
name
but
back?
see, you got all those other charges.
Probably
on top
not.
Of that.
That zoo is.
He's
I think
probably
that's
out of the zoo
I
game.
think that. Yeah, I
He's
think.
out of the zoo
It's
game.
still GW Zoo or for some
I
reason.
thought that it was.
George
I thought that
W.
they
Bush
closed
Zoo.
it down.
No, it's still
you know.
open.
Oh, that's right. Because Jeff
It's
fucked
still-
over the Stark guy. He
Yeah.
fucked that guy out of money too. And
I heard
friends
it's still
closer, your
open.
enemies
Think
closer.
about it. It'd be smart to keep that shit open.
the GW Zoo now, yeah.
I mean, with the fucking documentary.
I mean,
or
I wouldn't
docuseries.
keep
Yeah.
300 tigers there.
No,
but
they gotta do something. We gotta spread that shit out.
Yeah.
I know.
They are a clever bunch.
the
aren't
meme
they?
game off of this fucking.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's off the charts.
it's
right?
off the
These
chain.
fucking
Yeah,
people
yeah, sure.
are just going crazy.
One of my
It's
favorite
great.
ones is a picture of Tony the Tiger from Frosted Flakes, and it says
They're great.
Carol's husband was great.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. I mean, I honestly, like, I was on Reddit the other day browsing the front page, and I think that like 1 in 5 were Tiger King memes.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Easy.
all the
Ratio.
new gifts are really, really good.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
All the what?
There's
Gifts.
gifts.
Oh yeah. Wait. Okay, I've seen some of them.
Oh, I mean,
Like,
Which
you know,
one?
grandmas, I like to fuck. Gifts. Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, the quarantine's really bringing it out of you,
I haven't
Jeff.
seen any.
Jake,
Yeah. How many beers in? Oh.
about a 6-pack meat.
I don't fucking know. The memes are worth.
I remember my first beer.
I didn't have beer. Are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about him.
No, I'm talking about me.
6-pack.
That's cool, man. You guys are fucking.
Fucking.
people.
We're not fucking anything.
Just get some
St.
meth
Joe Exotic
involved.
over here.
Just get some meth over here and just get the shit over with, man. It's just questioning.
I lived in Alvin for a little while. I can totally see how that would happen. Like it's like
there's shit.
Yeah, like if honestly, like if Oklahoma is like that, I don't ever want to go to Oklahoma. But apparently, it's I don't know.
How did all the people that went on tour there find out about it?
To the zoo?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a small town.
I know, but I just wonder. It's hard to believe that.
Well, he was
internet
doing
show never came. Came up.
Oh, dude, I guarantee like all the episodes of his internet show are probably on YouTube now, and there are probably millions of hits on them.
Yes.
Yeah, because for a long time in like the late early 2000s,
local
he was doing those Cub tours around malls.
Malls, yes.
Yeah, and that was probably I don't even know when that was. That had to be in the mid 90s.
Yeah, when they're doing mall tours
in the cab of an 18. Oh my God. That sounds like a The Armada tour.
Yeah, right. There's no way it could have been comfortable, but there
he
are
wasn't
some
paying Tigers at Hot
that,
Topics.
are pretty nice.
Yeah, and that was the thing. Like when Carol won that judgment, she took Joe's 18-wheeler, and that thing actually looked pretty nice.
Yeah.
She took all the nice shit, the 18-wheeler, the nice RV.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't take the shitty trailers.
When I was watching that docuseries, the train wreck of a docuseries, I was like, fucking white people.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There is not one black person the entire time.
Or Mexican person.
Well, Saf could be, or
there you go. Racist.
Islander,
It's
Pacific
racist.
Islander.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what
But they even did her wrong, fucking chewing her fucking arm off.
she did herself wrong. She stuck her own goddamn arm in there.
And she knew it. That's why she came back in 7 days.
Fucking soldier.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Just cut my fucking arm off.
Yeah, just cut my arm off.
Yeah, what do the SJWs have to say about that?
I do
There's
meth.
not enough
It's all in meth.
transgenders, but the homosexuals weren't enough either.
Are you
and
asking
even
me
the men that even the straight men went gay for them. That's still not enough, probably.
Are you really asking me if I can afford 2 years worth of physical treatment to fix my arm?
Fuck you, doctor.
Cut it off.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, how
I got some
fucking
meth to go
broke
by.
how broke do you have to be to be
man.
like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'd rather you just cut my arm off than me have to come do physical therapy for 2 years.
It's like, God damn it, I get pissed off when my
that's
fucking
terrible.
fingernail goes too low, man. Like, shoot.
Wow.
yeah, right.
Like, God damn it.
Damn,
It's
man.
emotional
Let
attachment to my
alone your
fingernail
fucking-
here. Like,
Sever your goddamn fucking hand. Damn.
fucking first world problems.
Can't grow an arm back, though.
Hey,
Yeah.
you'll grow back, right?
Like
Yeah.
you Piccolo.
Oh my God.
Dragon Ball
that's-
reference, whatever.
If I dig a hole that's 6 foot deep, how deep is the hole? He's like, I don't know, about 20 feet. You see that guy on the Howard Stern show? I don't know. There's like, I've seen these memes going around.
Oh yeah,
like,
I've seen it too. I don't know what
kids-
that's from.
What?
It's that black guy with like the
Beetlejuice?
the shrunken
Yeah.
head.
Beetlejuice. It's Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like
I've
kids
seen a
coming
porno
back to
of him.
school.
Oh, it's
with
funny to me.
coronavirus. And the Adam dude, the big lip dude from Howard Stern, is like, he's reading. He's like, if I dig a hole 6 feet deep, how deep is the hole? And the
20
dude's
feet?
like, I don't know, about 18 feet. And it's like, what? And it said a 6 foot hole.
Fucking Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Anyway,
He's still
Anyway,
it's a
alive.
big diversion.
That's way. That's
I don't know how that.
Yeah, there's a meme. There's a meme of him eating, and like someone took a photo of him
Yeah.
eating. He looks at
Yeah,
like,
the
pissed
face
off.
is like
Yeah.
fucked up, man. He was in a movie too. I forgot. like
it's
a
probably
song
been
like
in a
that.
couple. Anyway,
Yeah.
we're
I think he
digressing
did.
way
I think he did a
off
porn
topic.
actually.
Yeah, I
Let's,
seen it. It's disgusting. Long time ago with
Let-
Travis.
let's-
What movie?
Let's try to wrap
Porn,
this up.
Beetlejuice. Yeah. Wrap it up.
So
Final
way to wrap
thoughts.
it up.
Beetlejuice, yeah.
Final thoughts, Jake.
my
Did
God.
Gina Davis.
Did Carol kill her husband?
Of course, yes.
And did Jeff and Alan set up Joe from the beginning?
I'm gonna say double yes on that.
double yes on that.
yeah.
Taylor?
Yes, yeah. Carol killed her husband. She should be locked up. And Joe was set up. I know he wanted her dead. You know what I mean? And
But everybody wanted her dead. on
yeah,
that
and everybody wanted her
and they
dead.
all talked about
He
it
said
freely.
so much. He got set up. I don't. Yeah, he couldn't have
I
carried
think
it
it
out
was
by
an easy.
himself.
Yeah. Go ahead, Paul. What's your opinion?
Yeah, I do think she's definitely a suspect, but man, I also believe that anything could happen, and maybe he really did go in extreme lengths, and maybe he really is alive, and he he didn't want anybody to find him, and I don't.
She was so crazy to make the guy who's a millionaire go off the face of the earth and not talk to his friends or family again.
Take his money.
One of the guys says, I forgot. He's like one of the last things is, if I pull this trick off, this will be my best. I don't know, thing I've ever done. But he never explained what he was talking about it.
Yeah.
But I was curious, what is that? I didn't know what that meant, but I don't know. I really do think I think she's definitely a suspect, and I wouldn't doubt.
Absolutely.
I can't say 100%, but I wouldn't doubt if she killed him.
Before you get to your part, Rob, I just want to say this.
My part.
No. 1 second. That's 1 second. It's just like right now. People are always talking about.
Guys are so sick.
Everybody's talking about the president. I want him dead. I want him dead. Right? Which I don't think anybody really means that, and I think that's how it was going around at that fucking zoo. Because you're fueled by so much hate.
Well, it's all backed up by anger and all that shit.
To it, are you going to be?
Fuck no.
So here's my counter to that. Yeah, I agree with you, but I mean, honestly, play the devil's advocate from against Joe a little bit. You may hate the president.
Hell no.
People that hate the president enough. Are you ballsy enough to fucking enact a fucking tiger killing a rabbit meme in front of their on the White House lawn to protest the president? I don't
care that much, but I know what you mean.
Nobody has done that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Gore.
Gore, yeah.
Al Gore?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, he's doing the
anyway,
killing shit.
I think that Carol. I'm about 70% on Carol killing her husband. I think she's too stupid to pull it off and get away with it. To be honest with you, I really feel like she's too stupid. Okay. And I really feel like Jeff and Alan saw what was going on with Joe and saw an easy takedown, and they're con artists, and they took him down from the word go.
And businessmen are fucking con artists too.
No, I don't even think they're businessmen, because I don't even think they have that much money. I think that they just took him down from the word go.
Well, if you're going to take the fucking zoo.
Yeah,
why not? Just get rid of the fucking...
I think they had a plan from the word go. They waited till Joe.
You could tell Jeff didn't have. Tons of money from those hidden camera shots in the office, and he's like, "You fucking signed my name on this," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, God, he's like, dude, what the fuck?
And that's the thing, you see those things, but you do you have proof that Joe actually did those things?
What pisses me off, Joe took that shit. I would have been like, "Fuck you, Jeff." I did that shit,
Well, that's the whole thing. He didn't argue back against it. So, that's true.
I think he probably felt guilty about it.
I'm sure he did, but, he didn't look good.
No, it did not look good. So,
but when you're getting set up and then it all comes on you, how are you?
Yeah, and even
how are you going to,
even the producer of this docuseries was they were doing this you don't want to interfere. You have to let the things go on.
Honestly, I want to interfere. Y'all going to make me.
Joe even said that Jeff records fucking everything.
Well, that was the thing that the producer Rich Goodman or whatever, is that his name? I forget what his name is. Rick or whatever it is, the producer of the reality show. He was like, it was easy for me to walk in there because Jeff was already recording everything. Yeah. Every moment.
So if you already know he's recording and he fucking flips shit and you don't retaliate, I don't know. Maybe it's just going too fast for him to comprehend all this shit.
That's why I'm thinking. Jeff came at him and he was like, "What the fuck is this guy talking about?" Yeah. And that's the thing is maybe Joe felt guilt over something that he did, but wasn't. I shouldn't have
fucking got the condoms. That's what he was thinking.
That wasn't. He wasn't sure what he was yelling about, but he was just like. I don't really know what's going on. I had a bunch of meth this morning, not really awake yet, but
come back in 10 minutes.
10,000 condoms, Joe. You made me pay for 10,000 condoms.
Yeah. So this is. Anyway, that's our take on Tiger King. There's a lot of things.
Joe has a good heart and started out wanting to do the right thing and just got caught up in the game. And just kept piling on.
Yeah. I think that he incurred a bunch of debt with that place.
Oh, fuck.
Feeding all those tigers. Those tigers, they were not feeding them enough at the end when they were broke.
Yeah.
Oh, they couldn't. Yeah, they were like, "Oh, the meat truck's not coming in today."
Dude, did you see those tigers when they like it was like feeding day and they were like fucking circling and shit? I'm like,
yeah.
Like
I didn't like seeing how when the Dawn in there were born and how they were having to get them out of the cage.
Oh
with
yeah.
the pole.
With the pry bar or whatever the fuck it was. Mine.
Yeah. Anyway, on that note, we'll go ahead and wrap this episode up. Everybody stay safe. Abide by your quarantine rules. Hope
go to Specs and load up on some beer.
Or the better opportunity there is to drive over to the Heights over off of West 18th Street. Go see our friends over at Eureka Heights. Pick up some beer from them. I've talked to Evan, and they said that they are taking every precaution necessary to make sure that, like, anything you pick up from them has been disinfected, whether it's apparel or beer or whatever. They're trying to do everything that they can to take care of their customers and stuff. So, go over there, support local. Go pick up some beers. I haven't been out of the house in about 3 weeks, so I may go over there and do that. Next week I'm off on Monday, so I may go over there and see.
They have canned Space Train over there.
Is that a hint? You want some Space Train in the fridge?
They have canned Space Train over there. Yeah. No, I work by there, so I might stop by there.
Well, while we're talking about disinfecting, the company that I work for, Geek Window Cleaning, we also now offer.
I'm gonna have to edit that out. So
okay.
No, go ahead.
No.
All right, then fine.
No, Taylor, you.
No, we now use a chemical called vital oxide, which kills 99.9% of all viruses and germs, and we disinfect homes, kids' toys, inside of cars, anything that you will touch. You know what I mean? Throughout the day. Yeah, and it like will spray your car, go inside of grocery store, come back.
Tell us the name of that company one more time.
Geek Window Cleaning.
Geek Window Cleaning. You got a Facebook page?
Yeah.
Website.
Edit this shit out. I wasn't prepared for this. Edit this out. Yeah, there is a Facebook page.
Hey man,
and a website, Geek Window or Geek Home Services. Window Cleaning.
You're coming on the podcast. You're allowed to make a drop, so you do your drop.
Well, that.
All right,
you drop some message.
Drop some message. Hey man, we need that. So, and on that note, we have been Gentlemen No Class. I'm Rob.
I am Jake.
Taylor.
Falls.
The balls, Paul. The balls.
Y'all do
coming up
with.
A lot of status.
It doesn't matter. We did it just fine.
A lot of status updates on Facebook can be confused because of this meth that's on the fucking table.
I know.
Yeah, for real.
Confused.
Nobody's gonna be able to. If you're gonna, we should put the disclaimer first. Like, if you should just smoke some meth and then listen to this podcast,
please, because that's the only way you're
gonna
grasp any of this shit.
Exactly.
It'll
be a fully immersive experience. So,
man, it'd be badass to have a video that went along with it and trying to like put lines how we keep going back and forth.
Oh, I know, right?
That'd be too fucked up.
I know. Exactly.
Nobody would be able to follow.
There'd be seizures everywhere.
Yeah, if you were on meth, it wouldn't.
All right, guys. We'll see you on the next episode. Take care.
Later.
Tell all the hunters to lay down their guns. Tell them that the tiger needs a little bit of love. Let them run the jungle. Let them roam their land. Then stand back and marvel. What a beautiful cat. 'Cause I saw a tiger. Now I understand. Well, I saw a tiger. Tiger saw a man. I can give him a home. Safe and warm. But the law wants to ban me. Can you tell me who's wrong? Every time they move, every time